6:30 in the morning, you wake me up to have a conversation and inform me about how I make you feel inside. You keep talking and I'm listening, but could you try to shut up? I'm almost getting dizzy now from the way you bum me out. I know that you wanted me to be someone I'm not, give you all my love and never mess it up. But I won't be pretending that I have some hidden love for you, baby. I'm done, I'm just done. Because I'm way too passive-aggressive for you, babe. I know that I can be two-faced, but I won't feel like you do, babe. You know I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk about mistakes. It's not like you'll get a retake. I'll never feel like you do, babe. Even if I try to, even if I try to, even if I try to, I'll never feel like you do. Yeah. I know you think we're good together. Every time I see your happy face, I wanna tell you to just leave me alone. Ooh. Take a hint, don't be so selfish. I'm trying to make it easy, point you in the right direction, yeah. Could you stay away from me? Cause if you go to heaven, then I wanna go to hell. Think I would do well for myself. Because I'm way too passive-aggressive for you, babe. I know that I can be two-faced, but I won't feel like you do, babe. You know I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk about mistakes. It's not like you get a retake. I'll never feel like you do, babe. Even if I try to, even if I try to, even if I try to, I'll never feel like you do. Leave me alone and forget about me, cause I'll never feel like you do. No. Leave me alone and forget about me, cause I'll never feel like you do. Because I'm way too passive-aggressive for you, babe. I know that I can be two-faced, but I won't feel like you do, babe.
Suggest 3 members remaining, but here's Allow around the corner. Doesn't hit with the first, looks for the second. Here comes
Attempt to claim B.
Oh,
Yeah, get him out. It doesn't take that long. They just gotta come in a coordinated fashion, and they're doing.
now expiring. There's gonna be 1, there's gonna be 2, there's 3. Does he see 4? Yes, he does. 1. Shock dart in, draws the weapon out. Got the Omen quite low. There's the finish. Lock looks to finish off Luz. He does. Now all on this Jet. He's pulled at the half. So it dashes forward. There's the finish. Perry finds 3. Flash comes out, but not before he can get the shot. Now the Bladestorm coming in. Double flash. Recon Bolt reveals Allow's position, but they're not able to push. Fault line to cut them off. TP through. There's the right click. Do we get another ace? Yes, we absolutely do. On the side of CF Gaming as he possibly can. Goes for the corner pick. He gets both. He knows that he's going to have to try to stick this one. Spots him out. Gets the head. So going to actually push out here. Finds one. Goes. Gets the spike.
Yeah.
Pulls back
Okay,
away.
well,
Flashes come
work.
through. Can he just get the kills? He can. King.
How in the world? Like, you have to try though, right? You can't just give them every single round.
Oh. Do we see an ace? Yes, we do.
Low, gonna be able to pop around here. Oh, great spray down there. Vector gonna go ahead and come in and close on this angle. Takes that Omen out.
Taps the bomb once. Try to bait them in. Right click is going to be good. He gets dropped. Jimbugi. Headshot comes in. RB up. We'll see if he can recreate some of that magic push through. In the corner is Glow. Spots 1. Headshot lined up. Second peek comes in. That's the shutdown. Does he get 3? Yes, he does.
is going to be very tough to take. And by the way, lockdown is activated. Dive this time on
they pushed
A.
into A.
Yeah. And now controlling the upper end.
There goes the plant, so they know. Making their way up. Oh my God, Zeus just waiting here in mid-market and gets the kill while...
This time around, they're going to try to come in here. They can sound the alarm for shock vaults to become a problem. Recon vaults come in here as well. 8 more.
Yeah, they're looking the wrong way. Or, yep, they get caught. Zeus double tap, finds one. Spraying through the smoke, Babo taken out, managed to find him, and that's it. The spike planted. So he cannot save Zeus's life, but there it is.
Out a little bit again. Oh, good headshot from Exy. Can he find another? No, switches to the paint shell.
Yeah, odd timing. Won't be able to get a hit. Double jumps into the back.
Potentially in the C, around the corner. Ritzy's ready. 1, 2.
Zhonghai getting Exy. Echo taking down Zhonghai. Around the side. Beautiful shot there by Echo.
Play.
Kind of out of position,
But they don't have that much time.
Oh, but hold on. Risey getting some sick kills from behind.
Oh, but see.
Kill from Exy. Uh-oh, the showstopper. And gets the 2 kills.
That's going to get the flank in a second here, and that's going to be the end of the story here. The breach can buy time, the Omen can get a flank, he can get a kill, but instead, kind of a weird, confusing moment there.
Jet is so low, and he actually gets the kill, and he will get the defuse.
Push forward, Buzz getting aggro, manages to find one, spraying through with this Spectre, comes up with a second kill. Looking for a little bit more, Echo cut off, will get dropped as Buzz takes 4 on the round.
Is waiting at C-Long. Here we go, and 2 kills!
Are you kidding
Oh
me?
my!
All right,
And
one
2
kill.
kills again through Cobra into JoJo.
Great
Oh my
kill there
God.
from Ghana. Intro coming around the corner, gets a great spray control. The spike is dropped. A rotation around, getting the kill there on 3 seconds of the clock. I think this game is going to propel itself into a fight here, but good shooting by Buzz. Goes Tailwind over to the side. Buzz just absolutely...
Taps the bomb, wants to get rid of this Omen, and he does so. Suddenly looking quite winnable. The 2 for 1 on the right click. Ghana clutches it with 3.
6 health left for Ghana. What a play!
Does fall. Will go ahead, turns around, gets that kill. Looking for the follow-up as Chibop cannot do it. Cobra finds another triple kill.
적군이 1명 남았습니다. 스파이크가 설치되었습니다.
Through, puts this back to Eugene, who does manage to finish him off. Now gets into the back of the site. A great one tap from Halbay, and he's got the follow-up. Eugene does fall. Couple shots through. Here comes Lawrence. Sprays him down, 3 kills for him. Do we see a 4th? Sprays right through the cyber.
All right, we have it beautifully done. Shot down. Okay, they push regardless of the flashes. The Jet's taken out. Halbay kills TS. They're stuck now in the bottleneck here. TNL just unable to make any progress. Fish in a barrel scenario closes it.
Can track him, gets that kill. Chibop ready, sprays through, has 3.
The Cyber Cage here pops through, and look at that texture with a couple very quick kills. Throws in those paint.
Yeah, but he loses it, he's in the dumpster.
Gets
the kill!
Oh my God!
Okay, Omen comes in here, but that paranoia not as great in
Chibop on info while he's trying to shoot at the shot full.
They're gonna get the spike plant, but you can see immediately Ham Torres is coming in. 1v1 now.
Wow. Gene in the back here gets his strong kill on Esperanza. Kelly with a couple kills on Sim.
It was actually dark covered, not Paranoia shot through there. Silver may end up getting picked off. Nice shot there, gets the kill. Secret is a murderer.
He does die. Schubach dashing forward. The blind is perfectly timed. Leads to 3. That's going to be 4 on the round. A huge play. When it comes to their odds of closing this out, Aldrone comes through and they are lined up. They managed to find 2, but as I say that, Kelly will get 2 for himself. Eugene finds another. Doc here in hell gets the clutch in the end.
It's 2 versus 1, but it is doable right now. Oh, they guarded. Ooh, Athena comes around the side. 3 kills there. Oh my God! Actually, Tailwinds into the Nanostorm. Great defense here.
Around the corner, gets a kill, spike down, dashes in to close at the B site.
5K.
Oh my God! Yeah. Phoenix will flash. Wow, are you kidding
2
me?
headshots while being blind.
I don't even know what to say. 5K gets another one, takes out Center, takes out Inpa. If you're just that good at killing.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Wind, show me where to go.
One enemy remaining.
It is time to figure out who is the best in Valorant right now in Korea. It's Valorant Masters Korea, and I will be your host for the next week and a half. My name is Chobra, joined by none other than resident analyst, translator, do it all for Valorant, It's Ending Life.
Yes, I am. Do it all ending life with Chobra here on the analyst desk. I am very happy and excited to decide and see who the best Valorant Korean team is.
Yeah, I mean, I can, obviously you guys at home can't yet, but I can feel the energy for Ending Life. I mean, it's just us two in this studio right now waiting for the matches to start, and I can just feel the hype coming from you, Ending Life. You've been waiting for this moment to figure out who's the best.
Oh yeah, I've been here since Clan Battles, Clan Masters, First Strike, Ashwinder, name it, all the Valorant tournaments I've been keeping up, especially to see how the Korean teams do, because they're so well known for not playing tactical FPS.
Right.
Exactly. So it's like, I want to see if they're actually up to par with the other regions. And today we're going to see and possibly be able to compare and analyze, maybe they will have a chance against the other regions.
Yeah, this will be that first test to start comparing a little bit. Obviously not at the international stage yet, but after 3 weeks of challenges, we now have 8 teams divided into 2 groups, as we can see on the screen. We have Group A and Group B, and right off the bat, there is a bit of a disparity, Ending Life, between these 2 groups.
Yeah, you guys can see the groups for yourself. If you've been following the Korean Valorant scene a little bit, you can see that Group A is comparatively more stacked compared to Group B. Not saying Group B doesn't have a chance, but yeah, Group A has the more quote-unquote known teams in the Korean scene.
Yes, Vision Strikers, of course, namely the biggest name for Valorant here in Korea. But as you can see on the screen, it's going to be a full tournament. So we have double elimination groups, and then afterwards, the teams will be seeded into semifinals and leading all the way to a best of 5 finals. This is a full-fledged tournament.
Exactly. So whether you're, a team that you're rooting for loses, don't give up hope yet. It is double elimination, like Chobra mentioned. They are going to get a second chance, and you guys can see that it is going to be a BO3 instead of a BO2 that we've been having during the challengers.
Yeah, so we're going to get a lot more action, a lot more at stake, of course, and then the finals will be a best of 5. Now, kicking off everything is going to be Group A, and the opening match here for the whole tournament and Group A is going to be Vision Strikers versus NUTURN. We have highlights from Vision Strikers right off the bat on the screen. And this team, we mentioned it before, they have been well known even from the very start.
Exactly. You know, the highlights really don't show the capacity of what Vision Strikers can show and bring to the table in the Valorant scene, not only in Korea, but globally, internationally. But I'm very curious as to see if they have, brought some new strats, because they've been so old in the Korean scene in Valorant. Like, they're probably the oldest Valorant. It's not that old, the game itself,
right.
but, they are the oldest team that's been sticking together. They've been studied for their strats as well. So, yeah, they have a lot more homework to do for themselves.
Yeah, they've been the most exposed, but they have carried themselves through all that, of course, right? Having that record win streak here in Korea and also just across Asia. But now there are teams like their opponent today, NUTURN, coming up to start challenging them, maybe even naming themselves as rivals.
Definitely, previously known as Pro Party, and you guys may know a couple players like Perry, you just saw playing the Omen, getting that triple kill, as well as Solo, their in-game leader, the ex-pro player from another tactical shooter that you guys may know. But these veterans are carrying and kind of supporting the rest of the team and teaching them how to be actual pros and that be actually good and be composed during situations where you need to, bring the clutch for the team.
Yeah, oftentimes the final line for a lot of these games is, going into that pro scene is, of course, that consistency, right? Playing under different circumstances, performing under pressure, everything like that. That's maybe a little bit outside the game. Now, we mentioned that these two teams might start becoming rivals, and that's because their records already show. It's a small sample size so far here in the Valorant Champions Tour, but 3-2 in terms of maps. Now, Vision Strikers is eking out that win in terms of match score, but both of these teams can put up the numbers.
Exactly, and during the Vision Strikers streak that we have been seeing, I think 53 or 54, there was a draw in between, but I personally don't want to count that as a loss. But still, like you were saying, their map difference, as you can see on the screen, other than Split being 2-0, everything else is just a one map difference. So, it's going to be very, very close, and it's going to be very hard to predict who wins today.
Yeah, and again, today is when it starts mattering. So now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into these teams in terms of individual stats. First, looking at NUTURN, they have a pretty hefty lead in terms of their own win rate on Haven compared to any other map, especially, obviously, Icebox missing from the record.
Yeah, they didn't even, decide to put a 0% for not being played at all. But anyways, yeah, they didn't lose on it. So yeah, 81% on Haven is very good in terms of numbers. But I also have to say, soon we're going to see Vision Strikers Haven, and we all know that Vision Strikers, one of the best, not if the best map is Haven. So this 81% might not be up to par compared to Vision Strikers. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, Vision Strikers currently holding an 89% win rate. So these numbers, you really have to take into consideration the circumstances.
Exactly.
Because, for instance, maybe you have a good rate on Split, but then here comes Vision Strikers with 100% win rate. That's crazy.
Exactly, 100% win rate on Split. Haven 89 compared to that 81 that NUTURN had. But either way, regardless of the numbers that you see on your screen, like Chobar mentioned, it depends on the circumstances. It depends on, how much time that they had to come up with new strats, how they study their opponents. So I think it just comes into play when they actually start playing.
Okay. Yeah. Now, we looked at their records so far, and we're looking at what might be the predicted bans and picks here. And it looks like Vision Strikers, the general consensus is Haven. Even if it's a strong map for us, let's take out their strongest one. Obviously, Split for NUTURN.
Exactly. And you guys can see the pick on that icebox from Vision Strikers. NUTURN, they never played it. It doesn't mean that they're bad at it. They just haven't gotten the chance to play it. It's been banned most of the time in challengers, and it's been avoided because why play Icebox when you can play some other map that you have more strats and that you have more practice time on?
That's fair. So we'll have to wait and see. The Icebox, I think, is going to be that big wild card here.
Yeah.
So preparing for this match, then, who are the players to watch? We've been praising them as teams. You know, all 5 players on both teams are great. But let's start with Vision Strikers. When we talk about Vision Strikers, I think you have to talk about their leader, which is going to be Glow.
Yeah, on your screen, as you say, Chobra, just like a prophet, Glow is there on that highlight, and him being the in-game leader, playing Omen, playing Brimstone, the smoker, the controller in the back, supporting and giving the shot calls to the team, but also being picked as that player to watch out for is just amazing, because usually we do have the entry fragger or someone with the most kills on the screen.
Yeah, it's easy to pick out the highest numbers, but you look at the numbers here, they're not bad. And the amazing thing is, if you were able to look at the entire team stats ending life for Vision Strikers, these numbers can fit for anyone. They're so evenly spread out with what they perform and how they perform for the team. Of course, we have Glow with that Omen still putting up those kills, and like you said, fulfilling his duty as a leader. Now, on the other side, then, ending life, who are we thinking for NUTURN? Maybe we have to talk about the one with the highest numbers here. I think it has to be Suggest.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking in my head either Suggest with the kills, the insane amount of kills that he got previously, or possibly Solo, again, their in-game leader. So I think it's up there. Solo's up there as well as Suggest, but most likely Suggest, because his numbers, like you were talking about, is through the roof.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to be able to just backpack the team when needed.
Yeah.
And of course, looking at the highlights, which will be coming up here in a second for Suggest, it's again notable that these two teams, it's beyond the aim at this point, right? It's not about who just aims better. They're both so good.
Exactly. You know, we don't disregard the aims. We have to look at their in-game sense, the way they react, the way their in-game leader gives that shot call and how they carry it out as a team, not as an individual, but on your screen, as you just saw. When you are left alone, Suggest is a player that can bring, you know, the victory, the win to the table for the team by himself.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. We talked about this a little bit preparing for today, ending life, and we talked about how he plays that breach, right? So he's not always the first one going and getting those entry frags, but he's able to really pick up everything to bring home that W, as you just mentioned.
Exactly, you can see that 42 kills in the previous match. This isn't like added up from like 5 matches, right? Previous match, 42 kills. This is insane. You usually don't get to see anything above like 25 kills. That would be a little above average, but 42 kills in a single match is pretty high. That is just through the roof poggers. But Suggest playing the breach, I think, is the main point here. Getting 42 with the breach. Not the entry fragger, not with Jet, not with Raze, not with Reyna, but with breach, someone that is always in the middle of the pack or at the end of the line. So basically it means that he is able to clean up everything. All the mess that his teammates couldn't clean up, he is the cleanup duty.
Yeah, he's someone that you can rely on as a team. So that's a big boon for NUTURN. Well, we're ready for that first match, and before we go in, we have to talk about this. Opening match, we got to start with a bang. These two teams, who's taking home the win?
For me, you guys may hate me for this, but I'm going to go with NUTURN. I'm going to go with NUTURN 2-1 here.
Okay.
Just because they have been showing improvements. Vision Strikers, they've always been there at the top. So we know that they're the best, right? Like, at least the Koreans.
Yeah.
At least the Koreans think that, you know, in their head, oh, Vision Striker is #1 in Korea.
Yeah.
But they've been there. So we don't know how much they've been improving. Yeah, they've been coming out with new strats, but NUTURN, previously known as Pro Party, when they got defeated by so many other teams other than Vision Strikers, new teams, I thought Pro Party, even with the veterans on the team, I was like, oh my gosh, this might be hopeless. But now it's just a different story. A total new team, even with the same players.
Okay, so you're banking on the improvement that NUTURN has, the potential. You know, for me, I'm going to go with the safe pick. I'm just gonna go with Vision Strikers. You know, I think statistically, if I were a betting man, that would be where I would put my hopes up, right? Vision Strikers, I think we're still early enough in the stage of Valorant here in Korea that you have to look at the reputation, the record, and it means something. And it's not like, oh, they won one tournament, right? They've been sweeping everything across Asia, and they have that crazy win streak. And even now, it's not like they're faltering. It's, as you mentioned, other teams are coming up. But I think Vision Strikers is still at the top. So we'll see. You know, we got a little bit of a difference here. We'll see. hey, I'd be more than happy to see NUTURN bring up the potential. It would mean great things for VALORANT here in Korea.
Touche. I can't disagree with what you said about Vision Strikers as well. Yeah, but I just want to back up my theory because Vision Strikers, they've been in the early stages. They were 12-3ing, 12-4ing, like they were just sweeping.
Yeah.
But now they've been tying. They've been going to overtimes, and that is just one reason why a strong team like NUTURN, if they have improved just a little bit more, they can beat Vision Strikers on that overtime, and that's what I'm betting on.
Okay, I am glad to hear that because personally, I'm someone generally I always root for the underdog. It's just prediction-wise, obviously, I'm going Vision Strikers. So it would be great to see again more people challenge the top. It's early enough that you can still stake out a piece of that pie for yourself, and that's going to be the first match. It's going to be Vision Strikers versus NUTURN. What might even be a preview of this finals material here for VALORANT Masters Korea. So. This is going to be an amazing start for the tournament. Of course, there's plenty of more matches. We're hyping up this one match, but Vision Strikers and NUTURN, do you think this will potentially be the best match of the whole tournament?
Well, for sure, today's best match is going to be this match number 1 for this whole tournament. Possibly, it could be depending on how these BO3 pans out.
Okay, well. First match, it's going to be a banger here for VALORANT Masters Korea. Don't go anywhere. For us here at the analyst desk, we'll be back after match 1 to prep you guys for match 2 of Group A. Until then, enjoy the opening match.
일단 마스터즈 진출해서 너무 기쁘고요. 힘들게 올라와서 조금 뭔가 아쉽네요.
좀 떨려요. 좀 새롭게 시작하는 기분이라.
저희가 막강한 팀들을 이제 만나다 보니까 압박감에 놓여있지 않나.
자, 그룹 A조.
자, 일단 그룹 A조가 좀 빡빡해졌어요, 갑자기.
뭐 이거 누가
이거 큰일 났습니다. 나도 몰라요. 비전 스트라이커즈.
A조가 흔히 말해서 지옥조가 됐죠.
처음에 이제 TNL 왔을 때도 뭐 괜찮았고 비전이 설마 B조 가지 않을까? 그렇게 했는데 A조 나오더라고요.
저희는 제발 B조가 가고 싶게 원했지만 이렇게 된 이상 2판 4판이다. 흑형물 싸움 가자.
솔직히 좋긴 했죠. 방심하지 말고 어차피 만나게 될 사람들이니까 열심히 하자.
근데 B조도 만만치 않게 긴장을 해야 된다고 생각을 하고 있습니다.
자, 들어옵니다. 와, 선방까지 발동이 됐고요. 킥.
이쪽으로 또 한 번.
솔직하게 저희가 지금 이렇게 연승을 하고 있는 것 자체가 e스포츠에서 좀 말이 안 된다고 생각하기 때문에 질 때가 된 거 맞아요. 져야 돼요. 이게 말이 안 돼요.
들어옵니다. 와, 선방까지.
이게 합이죠.
서로 숙련도라는 경험치가 높다 보니까 저희가 범접할 수 없는 자리에 있는 게 아닌가.
딱 이번 챌린저스가 마지노선이 아닌가 싶어요. VS를 꺾을 수 있는 팀, 뉴턴하고 무야호 이렇게 딱 두 개 뽑더라고요.
당연히 뉴턴 애들이랑 제일 힘들었죠.
축구 선수는 몸을 만든다고 하잖아요. 저도 똑같이 선수들도 몸을 만든다고 얘기를 해요. 우리 애들도 잘하네? 비전이랑 할만하네? 네, 이렇게 생각이 든 거죠.
저쪽에서도 저희를 이겼다고 생각할 때가 굉장히 많았을 거예요. 저희가 좀 새로운 거를 보여드리려고 준비를 해왔습니다. 저희가 또 메타를 또 앞서 나갈 수 있는 상황이 오면은 저희가 무패를 하겠죠.
제 생각은 이번에 끊어지지 않을까. 이유는 저희가 있어서.
야, 누턴 반격 시작하죠. 이제 시작입니다.
뉴턴 선수분들이 너무 잘해요.
VS는 되게 합이 좀 강철적이다? 약간 좀 되게 단단해요. 뉴턴 같은 경우는 좀 약간 유연해요. 유연함이 강철을 부술 수 있지 않나? 큰 형님들 2명이 있거든요. 생각에 지분의 한 80%를 가지고 있지 않나. 약점이라고 할 거면 그래도 경험이 없는 선수들? 딱히 누구라고 말하기는 좀 그런 게 저희가 다 아는 사람이고 라키아가 조금 좀 그렇지 않나? 오래 했는데 아니 그냥 갑자기 생각이 나서
팀플레이는 비전이 합도 많이 맞추고 좋은 점이 확실히 있어요. 근데 저희 어린 선수들이 확실히 샷을 잘 쏘거든요. 그 선수들보다 저희 선수들이 더 잘 쏘는 것 같아요.
첫 경기에 만나는 걸로 알고 있는데 바로 흙탕물 싸움 가야죠. 네 죽고 나 죽자.
필살기를 여러 개 준비하고 있어요. 네. 직접 보시죠.
좀 놀라운 픽들이 나올 거예요. 저번 챌린저스와 다르게.
기가 막힌 퍼포먼스.
준 에이스였습니다.
저희가 아마 13대 0 나왔죠? 네, 좀 많이 충격적인 결과였습니다.
그때 당시에 우승 후보라고 생각은 하진 않았던 팀이었기 때문에 저희가 지면은 사실 말이 안 됐었죠.
뭐 저희도 그렇게 에이펙스 피플 쉽다 생각하다 갔기 때문에 아마 무야호도 저희 쉽다 하다가 가지 않을까.
단기간에 만든 팀이라고 하기에는 진짜 잘하는 것 같더라고요. 비전 스트라이커즈도 아마 그렇게 생각하지 않을까.
원래 처음 팀 하는 애들은 짜여진 게 별로 없어서 막 해서 통하는 경우가 많거든요.
딴 건 다 모르겠고 VS 스택스 어이가 없더라고요.
거기 인트로 선수가 저희를 많이 도발을 했더라고요. 아직 좀 덜 맞았지 않나. 훈육을 좀 들어가야 될 것 같습니다.
열이 엄청 많았었죠. 스택스?
그 원래 살짝 좀 열등감이라는 말이 있죠. 저는 안중에도 없어요, 걔는. 자기만 계속 신경을 쓰는 거예요, 저한테.
마스터즈 때 걔 발라버리고 저도 인터뷰 그렇게 하겠습니다.
아시아 1위 계속 이때까지 계속 VS였잖아요. 처음으로 꺾는 상대가 저희였으면 좋겠어요.
만약에 연패가 끊긴다면 그건 꼭 저희여야 된다는 그런 생각을 저는 가지고 있어요.
깜짝할 사이 게임이 끝났어요.
뭐 언제 쏘?
3회차 경기를 다 이제 봤는데 상대가 너무 쉬워서
그거에 대해서 부정은 안 해요. 대진운도 좋았고 B조 1등으로 올라가서 또 다음 단계로 올라가겠습니다.
TNL도 뉴턴이랑 비슷하다고 봅니다, 저는. 그만큼 잘하고 이번에 들어간 리치 선수라고 있는데 피지컬적인 면으로는 훨씬 좋아질 거고 계속 연승하면서 제발 좀 지고 싶다라는 말이 나올 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다. 정말 팀 내적으로 이제 싸움도 많았는데 오히려 그 싸움으로 인해서 저희가 또 합도 많아지고
초반에 엄청 지고 있었잖아요. 저는 진짜 더할 나위 없이 기뻤죠.
와, 이건 이득. 와,
극한의 이득.
최고의 그림.
저희가 이제 무승부를 하게 돼서 AP가 올라왔잖아요. 챌린저스 8팀 중에 최하위권 그런 식으로 생각하고 있었어요. AP가 왜 이리 잘하지? 가장 기억에 남는 거요? 에이펙스 피플하고 한 경기가 아닌가 싶어요. 같은 조가 또 됐어요. 이길 수 있도록 한번 해보겠습니다. 저희 팀만의 색깔. 상대방을 방심하게 만들 것 같아요. 저희 팀은 약하니까 그냥 방심을 유도하겠다.
너무 얕보지 말고 긴장 타고 있어라.
마스터즈 확정 지은 거 보고 좀 바로 껐습니다.
뭔가 좀 대회를 보고 얻는 게 있으면 좋은데 그냥 아무것도 없으니까 없을 무니까
즐기면서 한다는 그런 마인드. 이게 정말 무서운 거거든요. 저희는 솔직히 F4Q랑 만나기 싫어요. 저희는 만나기 싫습니다.
하지 않아도 알죠?
F4Q 갑니다.
와, 너무 많이
준비 시간에 캠 보여주잖아요. 그것만 보고 껐습니다. 뭐 라면 먹고 있고 뭐 그렇길래
제가 경기 시작 한 2시간 전에 일어났거든요. 밥을 먹을 시간이 없는 거예요. 라면을 끓여왔죠. 먹다 보니까 그게 캠에 찍힌 거예요.
조금 얄밉죠. 이제 약간 부럽기도 한 압박감이 이제 없다고 보는 거기 때문에.
무전략에는 좀 무전략으로 그냥 피지컬 싸움을 해야 되지 않나.
사실 이게 다 많은 생각을 하고 가는 거거든요. 무전략이 전략인 이제 컨셉은 그대로 가져가되 패턴에 변화를 줄 수 있는 그런 팀이 됐다고 생각합니다, 저는 지금.
저희 팀 많이 주목해 주셨으면 합니다.
진짜 재밌는 경기, 좋은 모습 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
재미있고 보는 맛이 있는 경기 보여드리겠습니다. 질 때가 된 것 같습니다.
비전 스트라이크 우리가 간다!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day one of Valorant Masters Korea. I am Achilleos alongside Paper Thin yet again, and oh boy, do we have a day of Valorant action for you guys. Whew! Starting things off, it's going to be Vision Strikers going up against NUTURN, and that is already a banger of a match. The analyst desk was talking about it, Chobra, and Ending Life going through it. Is that a finals caliber matchup? We're going to find out in just a bit.
I mean, in my book, I thought these were the two best teams in Korea coming into this, and to see them square off right away, completely insane. It's going to be awesome. You guys are in for a real treat. Now, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't matter who loses, but it is a double elimination. So
Yes.
it's not the end of the world if one of these teams loses, or, you know, one will lose, of course, but, you know, we could still see them in the finals depending on how things shake out. So this could actually be a preview of the finals.
It very well could. You never know what's going to happen here at Valorant Masters. You know, I'm already just looking at the Trash Talk video. Vision Strikers are with Stacks. It's got a lot to say, saying that they're going to show some new strategies, also saying that it's time for them to lose. But something tells me that that's just a little bit of a front. They don't want to lose. They don't want to give up that win streak. But as that win streak continues onward, the pressure just continues to build up. Every single team that is here that is going to be fighting across the next week and a half is going to be vying for the crown. The question is, can anyone take it off of Vision Strikers' heads?
I mean, you saw it in the video. Everybody's gunning for the Vision Strikers. And of course, there's some rivalries and things, and everybody's, you know, looking at each other based on some of the previous matchups where they've run across each other in Valorant Challengers Korea along the way. Now you can see here kind of the progression of things, how things go. Masters, then the championship. So it's really exciting here, guys. You can see our schedule up on the top. You can see here, Group A, round one is today. We've got, what is that, 6 days in a row here of Valorant Korea?
Just about.
Insane.
Yeah, it's going to be back-to-back action. Of course, all the other regions are going to be ongoing as well, so there is plenty of Valorant for you guys to just sit back, have a cozy little weekend, and absorb it all in. Finals, we'll have a nice little break between the 17th and the 21st for whichever two teams are making it into that main event, that best of 5, to get prepared. But yeah, otherwise the action pretty much looking non-stop. Everybody here going to be competing for prize money as well as those circuit points, those ever crucial circuit points to get themselves into champions at the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly. And so whoever wins this event, it's money and it's circuit points. That's the big thing. Whoever wins this is not going to Iceland, so just keep that in mind. We don't know who's going to go to Iceland until after the next finals here in Korea. So hold your horses on that. We aren't going to figure that out today. All we know today is money and circuit points for the end of the year event.
Yeah, and of course, you know, 5 million won there as well for the MVP prize, so it's a decent little bit of cash that you're going to be walking away with here at the end of the day if you're able to net that for yourself. As well as just the team prize pool as well, just to go ahead and do the easy math for you guys. 5 million won, it's about 5,000 USD.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice little, you know, chunk of change there in your pocket. Oftentimes here in Korea, they'll just split it with the whole team, whoever gets the MVP. So that's kind of how things go. Here you can take a look at our groups. Group A is insane. Vision Strikers, NUTURN, Apex, People, TNL.
Yeah, and I can't help but agree with Ending Life as he was mentioning that it seems like Group A is absolutely stacked to the brim. Vision Strikers and NUTURN, as you already mentioned, potentially the top 2 teams. Then you have Apex People, who's been making a very deep run, as well as TNL Esports, that has been around since the inception of Valorant Esports, formerly the sister team of Vision Strikers, then known as Quantum Strikers, and they are still a very formidable opponent, even if they haven't had as much success in the first stage of Challengers. Over in Group B, Muyahu have absolutely exploded out onto the scene, formerly known as Bear Claw. Then you have AP Prince kind of bringing up the rear, but Damwon Gaming Kia is there, and then you have F4Q, who plays a perfect wild card in Group B.
Yeah, F4Q is my favorite team to watch. They're absolutely just wild. They go for big plays. It's kind of a go big or go home strategy for them, and that makes them really exciting, and that makes them really dangerous. That's why you saw a lot of teams talking about them in the pregame video. They're really kind of all just like, we don't know what to expect when we play F4Q because they're all over the place. But that's neither here nor there, because today is going to be really exciting. Not only do we have Vision Strikers against NUTURN, huge game to start things off, but then we have a rematch from last weekend. Apex people and TNL just played in a best-of-2, and Apex people 2-0'd them.
Yeah, I mean, you heard it there from TNL saying that they felt like they got a little bit backstabbed. They didn't really anticipate Apex people to be able to perform at that level, so they're going to be looking for a bit of revenge in that second series. So we're going to be taking care of the first round of Group A here today. Then tomorrow we'll get our first glance into Group B. Then we'll go into the losers, the winners play, all building up towards that big grand final on the 21st. But man, it's been a long time coming, Paper Thin. We have been ready for this since the very beginning. Had to go through 3 stages of Challengers play, 3 weeks to get ready to see who is going to be the best, to have a best of 3, 2-group round robin play here with double elimination. My body is ready, you know? I'm just fully prepared here. I say round robin, it's not actually the case, but still, all the same, the excitement levels are through the roof right now.
I mean, it was hard for me to sleep last night. I was jazzed for this, man. I was so ready. I actually woke up before noon today. Like, that's unusual for me. Like, I am never, ever up before that time. Like, most people are getting lunch, and I'm, like, just dragging myself out of bed. That's how, like, psyched I am for this. This is going to be really, really cool today. I mean, to get this match to kick things off is a real treat here. And again, a double elimination, so it doesn't feel as awkward to have these 2 teams square off in the beginning. Whoever loses will still have a chance. And coming up first here on our screen is going to be the Vision Strikers, the best team in Korea, the undefeated team. Cannot wait to see what they've got for us today. New strategies. And I want to preface this a little bit. They said they've got something new. So to me, that indicates that the maps are kind of, we know that they're one of the few teams that has practiced Icebox and is trying to force it. To me, that indicates there must be an agent change that they're looking at. They've only really used 7 agents the last time they played in the last Challengers too. You have your basic, Jet, Cypher, Killjoy, Raze, Omen, and Sova, and then occasionally they play Sage if they're on split. So outside of that, the real question is what is the change for Vision Strikers? What new ideas are they bringing?
I mean, given how tactical this team is, it wouldn't shock me at all if the thing that they're teasing is going to be maybe a Viper. We have seen a little bit of a slight increase in play from her, as well as Sky, who has shown up a lot in Week 3 Challengers. So maybe that is what they're going to be bringing to the table. Time will tell as we get into here. I think that they're going to be wanting to hold those secrets a little bit closer to the vest as long as they possibly can. But if NUTURN really does push them here in this first series, they might have to let those secrets out right off the bat here in this Masters tournament. On the other side, it is NUTURN, Allow, Solo, Suggest, Perry, and Lakia looking to take down the kings of Korean Valorant.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is another team very similar to Vision Strikers, at least in their most recent history. The last time we saw them, same with Vision Strikers, was Challengers 2. Because of how they performed in that event, they qualified directly to the Masters. They didn't even have to go through Challengers 3. So very similar. They have very similar agent selections, very similar ideas on how to attack the maps. Some of the differences is, I would say that, they talked about it in the video where that NUTURN is flexible, Vision Strikers is steel. Well, what does that mean? Vision Strikers is a lot of set plays, a lot of playing off the backs of, flashes from either Glow or stacks, and then somebody plays off of that, Jet Tailwinds in, whatever that may be. They try to get you with those kind of micro ideas. But NUTURN, they kind of let the game come to them a little bit more. They have very similar agent lineups, but they're a little more reactionary than I'd say Vision Strikers is.
Well, taking a look at our key player matchup here, it's going to be Glow up against Allow. Glow, the in-game leader here for the side of Vision Strikers, very much the esports veteran. 32 years old, still competing, still on top of his game, and one of the best Omens in the world. Certainly, I would say the best that we have here in Korea.
I 100% agree. I mean, he brings so much to the table. The in-game leader for Vision Strikers, not only, like you mentioned, he's oldest, so that not only is he the older brother on the team, which is very important in Korean culture, but he's also just a genius. I mean, he's so smart at this game. He's put these guys together from the get-go and has them, functioning like a well-oiled machine. There is no stopping with these guys. They are just incredible. He's all over the place. He's very smart. Not only is he smart, not only does he make great choices with the in-game calls, with his smokes, with his paranoias, he can shoot too. This guy can frag.
Yeah, he absolutely can, and that's going to be his, his background playing in CS for so very long. This roster wholeheartedly just brought over from Counter-Strike into Valorant, so they maintain their synergy, they learn the new game, they get down the mechanics of it, and they've been executing at the highest level, some would say around the world. I would say easily the best team mechanically in the world. Aim is always going to be something that's up for debate between different regions, between different players, but you can't deny it that these guys have one of the best minds collectively for determining how to play the game. We'll go ahead and take a glance at our predictions here as well as the Korean commentator. So surprisingly, Inho is the only one going with Vision Strikers. You and I both have selected Vision Strikers to walk away the victors, but Jake Kwangwon has gone for NUTURN, as has Binbon, so maybe today is the day.
I mean, it definitely could be. This was a really hard one for me to pick. Yeah, I thought Vision Strikers 2-0, but I think that's because Vision Strikers is going to come in here with something we've never seen before, and I think they're going to really surprise NUTURN, and my expectation is NUTURN is going to kind of just do what they do, and that's fine. That could very well work for NUTURN. They're extremely good, like they've been talking about, like both on the analyst desk and in the videos. They're just getting better and better. They're really catching up really fast to Vision Strikers.
Yeah, they really have been. I personally went with the 2-1 here today. I think that if, Vision Strikers are going to get this, it's not going to be for free. I think that NUTURN will be able to take a map off of them. How about you?
I think if Vision... So for me, I really feel like Vision Strikers, unless they've got something wild prepared for Ascent, they have to get that out of the way. They have to ban that, because that has been where they have struggled the most out of any map in recent history, particularly against NUTURN. That's where NUTURN beat them when they went 1-1 in a best of 2 during Challengers 2. So I think for me, unless there's something really wild going to be coming out from them, I would expect, NUTURN bans Icebox, because Vision Strikers is the only team that seems to want to play it in Korea. And then for Vision Strikers, maybe they ban Ascent. But again, I don't know what they have to bring here. I think Vision Strikers is just... I don't know. There's something about them that just is so powerful.
Okay, well, NUTURN are taking us to Haven, and then we will have Icebox from Vision Strikers, and Ascent is going to close it out. This is absolutely spicy. Haven and Icebox have been two of Vision Strikers' stomping grounds. NUTURN have shown us that they can compete. They can play the highest level with that map pick, but Ascent is really the key point there. That's where they got taken to overtime the first time that these guys clashed in the qualifier for Week 1 Challengers. The first time, I believe, that Vision Strikers had really been taken into OT. They closed that out 14-12. Question is now, if we go to Ascent yet again, can it be NUTURN as the victors this time around?
And if you're wondering what's going on with the bans here, Split, they basically NUTURN banned Vision Strikers' best map. Split
they have a 100% win rate.
By far their best map. You just don't want to face them on it. Makes a lot of sense. And for Vision Strikers, they just hate bind. Yep. Like, they've actually just said it. They're actually pretty good at it, in my opinion, but they just don't like to play it. So they just aren't comfortable on it, and psychologically speaking, you don't want to play on a map you're not comfortable on. I totally get it, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I think this, to me, indicates that they do have some new strategies planned. Oh! Wait. Oh, Vision Strike. No. Okay, we're okay. This looks the same. I thought of it for a second there. We might get something different, but no.
We just had to we had to refresh you just to get the attack defense information. It looks like they're for Icebox, so it will be NUTURN opting to go in for the attack first. So apologies for the little refresher there. If you take it at a glance, you might not notice any differences, but yeah, this is absolutely going to be an incredibly spicy series here between these two squads. And it seems like, maybe the curse for Tastosis is going to continue. Maybe that this is going to be the only Icebox picks that we get in the entirety of Masters, and they will just continue, or Tasteless at least, will continue to just never get to commentate it at all.
I think I've only gotten it once or twice, not many times, but I actually find Icebox to be really fascinating. There's a lot of open space on the map, so a lot of the smokes and other things are very, very important. We have no Astra yet. We are on the newer patch, but we do not have Astra available for this tournament, so just so you guys know at home, no Astra. Everything else is in there. There were no changes to the guns or the prices of anything in 2.04, so yeah, that is all the same.
Yeah, exactly. This is, going to be the post-Reyna, nerf, buff, whatever or leveling out, whatever you want to call it for her. We do still see Reyna from time to time. Certain people are willing to pick her up, but will not have Astra available. Yoru, of course, is also in the pool for the agents. And speaking of which, we are getting ready to jump into our agent selection to see who is going to be piloting what and whether or not we're going to be seeing any of those surprise strategies in the agent selection here from Vision Strikers as they aforementioned. They're going to be over on the left side of our screen, and already Stacks potentially showing us Sky. Has the hover coming through as well as Glow lurking on a Brimstone. So this would be a major departure for Vision Strikers if they decide to go for this comp.
Yeah, guys, this would be huge. If you see any Reynas between these two teams as well, that's going to be wild. Sky, Yoru, I mean, any of these things is going to be very, very unusual. For NUTURN, it looks very stock standard. It looks very typical for what they like to do. And the only thing that could be different here is potentially Stacks was hovering over Sky there for a moment thinking about it. They haven't locked it in, and if this is what they go for, I will say the unusual part here for Vision Strikers is, of course, no Jet, but RB does like to play Raze, and a Jetless team on Haven is, we've seen it before.
We have. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, there we go. Already the first departure. So Stacks, formerly just playing the Breach and then occasionally the Sage, as you aforementioned, will be picking up something new. Sky locked in. Question is now, do we get the Jet from RB, or does he just go straight up for the Raze?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see what they want to go with, and this is a map where, yeah, they're gonna go with it. RB is going to go with the Raze. King locks in the Killjoy. So there is Locky over there on Sova. So for NUTURN, this is pretty stock standard. For the most part, pretty normal stuff, what they like to go with. Just going to juggle around a few of the, I don't know how to say this, like the normal agents that they go with. But for the most part, it's pretty normal. Suggest pretty much loves to play Raze. He will switch it off to a few other things every once in a while. Of course, Allow is a fantastic Jet player, as we saw earlier on in our screen. He puts up fantastic numbers. Is a great entry frag.
All right, well, already an immediate departure from the norm here from the side of Vision Strikers, who will be kicking things off on defense as we get ready to jump into Haven. Let's see how they pilot this new composition, or whether or not NUTURN is going to be able to pick up a map win here on their selection of Haven. Let's jump straight into the action. The first series of Masters is starting right now.
And to kick things off, as it will be for every map today, NUTURN on attack, Vision Strikers on the defender's side. So for Vision Strikers, going to be really curious to see how they're going to approach this. Typically, Vision Strikers in the past has been a team that likes to lurk, that likes to push out of long C or long A with either a Jet or their Sentinel. And we'll see if that's kind of how they're going to adjust to that. Not having that Jet for those quick maneuvers potentially could be quite fascinating to see what they do on the defender's side here. If they're really just kind of going to play back more than maybe they usually do.
Time will tell as we go ahead and get a general look here from the top down of the setup. Seems like we will just be having King set up here on B. Maybe just holding on to an additional Nano Swarm as well. So otherwise a 2-1-2 split. The main stack coming through right now from NUTURN over towards the A lobby. So maybe looking at a pistol round rush over onto that A site. We'll come down to RB and Stacks to try and defend it. With a quick little rotation available from King if that's going to be the call. So as the clock ticks down, let's go ahead and get things started and see who is going to be able to start things off on the right foot. We can anticipate that it's going to be NUTURN winning this pistol round, but we will just have to wait and see. Boombot will go ahead and clear down into short. Smoke comes out. And now it's going to be a lurk over into mid.
Yeah, it looked like a fake over to A, seeing if they could buy a little bit time to get the setup. Omen watching C, just seeing what's going on over there. Spike is wrapping back around. Lockyer going to send the Owl Drone in through Garage. There is the alarm butt, so that's going to let them know that Suggest is there.
Yep, they clear that one out. The Paranoia cutting through the Garage, manages to clip onto 3 players. That's going to delay any further push. Now they'll start making their way over to the site. They get a spot on one, but Zest instantly finds the headshot, taking down Suggest. A great blind, flies through, catches 2. King and Glow both get dropped. Stacks trades one back. Now pushing forward. Smoke's coming down. Spike will get planted. NUTURN here with a man advantage. Can they hold it out? It's looking good as RB will fall.
Well, Stacks, it's all up to him. And just in case you weren't sure, ooh, he clips Allow, but Allow, great tailwind to get out of there. All heading into C main here. Solo winding up. Fault line, it looks like. Stacks gonna let it go, and they're gonna use that. He's gonna not be able to get the defuse.
Yeah, can't get out of range. Just tries to just stick in there. But that will be the closeout here on the round. So round one going the way of NUTURN. And, you know, if anybody who's watched the Vision Striker series, which I'm sure the majority of you in the chat have.
They bad at pistol rounds.
They're very bad at pistol rounds. So this is not shocking.
Yeah, it's just been kind of, they fully admit it too. They just say, yeah, we're just bad at pistol rounds. We don't know why. And it is quite mind-boggling, to be frank with you. I mean, they pick up so much steam. They're so good after this. Coming in here as we look to kind of go on their eco round. They don't have, typically they aren't going to be a team that does something like and tries to grab a little bit, you know, some buckies or things like that in their eco round. And looks like pretty stock standard anti-eco for NUTURN. Allow. Push up through long 8 with the jet. They're going to catch somebody inside of there. Smoke's down. Entry is great.
Yeah, right around the side stacks, falling RB just shortly before. So already the attempted 3v5 retake here. So go ahead and get that UI popped up on your screen. King just throwing down the turret, trying to get a sense of where people are at, but they will be able to finish off first.
Yeah, there's a smoke coming down from the Omen here. Glow just kind of taking his time. They don't know, because of those 2 open frags on the site, that if anybody's been able to come through long A. And indeed, Lakia is here with the ghost. Oh no, Glow's going to get him with a nice headshot.
Yeah, pushes around the corner. You'd heard him dropped off the box there, so knew that Lakia was going to be looking nearby. Does manage to find one. It's going to be a decent pickup here for him. See if they can find anything else on the exits as pushes out. King still hovering up in heaven. Taking a couple pot shots, won't be able to find anything. Can go ahead and sacrifice himself to the spike. The rest of the team will be able to exit safely, and NUTURN kick things off 2-0.
It's an extremely successful anti-eco for NUTURN here. They only lose 1. Anytime you can lose, you know, 2 or less, that's a pretty successful one. And they get all 4 away with their guns, so going to be able to bank up that money. Very well executed by NUTURN on that push. The double entry frags, they get the information right away, and they don't hesitate. As soon as they know where someone is, smokes are down to cover their entry angles. They find good picks. And that's 2 down, 4 Vision Strikers very, very quickly. But that's to be expected. To be frank, this one's played out pretty stock standard so far.
Something a bit worrisome here for the side of Vision Strikers is going to be that Solo is just 1 little ult charge away from having that Rolling Thunder online. Line pushed out, clearing. Out A long. As the drone goes forward, we'll just get the finish on it. Here does RB, just absorbing the dart. We'll send out the boom bot. We do have multiple people starting to progress through short. Aftershock clearing the box. We'll force a drop down as the blinds are ready to go. Flashpoint goes out. Nades to fly. Push around the corner. RB unable to get it. Stacks will fall as well. Manages to trade 1 back, but still going to be man advantage now for NUTURN. As they will pull the spike back down into short. Looks like maybe thinking about rerouting, or at least delaying for this wraparound in B to happen.
Yeah, it's a good attempt at the double peek by Vision Strikers there. They have a pretty good timing on it, just better shooting from NUTURN on that go-around. Spike's still stuck down there in short A. Perry just gonna not do anything, just faking it with that teleport there, seeing if they can get somebody to bite out of B. And right now, there's nobody in there. There's just a nano swarm on the ground from the Killjoy. The last 2.
Oh, the lurk.
But Glow!
There's 1. Goes ahead, pulls back away, just throwing down a dark cover. Gets himself repositioned, still looking over towards mid. Now the dark cover going to be thrown out here onto the A site, up in heaven. That should be the call, but this is going to be the play spot. King looking for the shot, unable to line it up. Allow will manage to strike him down. With 10 seconds remaining on the clock, Allow will find a second. The spike will get planted. And now it all comes down to Glow, but he's got a gun recovered, so could just go ahead and hold on to this.
Yeah, for Glow, there's no reason to get too crazy on this one, and it's going to walk by that nano swarm. Shouldn't be a problem, though. So there's not going to be any way that they have any idea he is there. The rest of NUTURN just going to set up their crossfires very efficiently. Heaven corner, of course, long 8. So Glow, though, he's looking for some kind of exit frag here.
Yeah, starting to just inch around. 2 members have been tagged up. 40 HP on Suggest, 66 on Allow. Perry, however, full health, so Glow just going to be lurking into the back. And you can see they're all just going to be exiting together, back through short and long. So will not cross paths with the veteran player on the side of Vision Strikers. So will just be a 3rd round pickup here as the spike erupts for NUTURN.
Yeah, a tough one there for the Vision Strikers. They're at least able to keep the Phantom in the hands of Glow, but the rest of them going to lose guns and money. So coming up here, going to be curious to see what the buys are going to look like for Vision Strikers. And they have, you know, a little bit of money, so maybe some sheriffs are going to go in the hands of some of the players who weren't able to keep guns. Of course, Glow going to maintain the Phantom. You even have a Frenzy coming through for Zest there. A lot of half armors. And RBs just look like, I think RB is probably potentially saving up for an op. Potentially. He does like to op. Maybe on Raze, I'm not too sure. We usually almost always see him on Jet, so it's kind of a little unusual. But I'm curious to see what his thinking is with just a full save there.
Pushing through forward, it's going to be a bit of aggression being shown here by Vision Strikers. Glow makes his way into window, is backed up right now by Zest. King lurking over towards the garage doors. Haven't located anyone yet, but pushing on the corner. Glow finds one, instantly spots another. It's going to be the paranoia. Lunged forward. Zest in the meantime, great little repeat on the side. Gets that flank onto Solo, who wasn't really anticipating somebody to be that far forward. Now that's the spike down. All of Vision Strikers start to collapse over towards the attacker's spawn. And they have a great dark cover that forces NUTURN to have to move through it if they want to recover this spawn.
Yeah, you got the Killjoy waiting in the garage if they try to come through that way. You can see some pings coming down, smokes as well, trying to block off these members of Vision Strikers that have gotten into the spawn area of NUTURN.
And this is a great hold. It's going to take quite a lot for the side of NUTURN to try and break through this defensive hold. But maybe Suggest on this deep lurk around through B can be the one to go ahead and break down the barriers.
All right, they're buying a little more time. Both teams using a lot of smokes to kind of obscure their vision. There goes the guiding light out in front. There was a smoke there, nobody to play off it. Glow getting another one onto Suggest.
And that was their best option right there, but Suggest gets struck down. Sorry, finding one, but there's the thrifty victory here for the side of Vision Strikers as they get themselves on the board. 3-1, NUTURN still leading.
I mean, you gotta love this from Vision Strikers, sneaking their way in through the mid window, getting deep into the territory of NUTURN. NUTURN none the wiser. They were pretty well stacked up over at Long C, and there was just a turret there from the Killjoy kind of watching it. Maybe it got a shot or two off and kind of revealed the location as well and gave Vision Strikers a little more confidence to push through there. It helps when Glow and Zest pick up 2 opening kills as well. And then you know the spike there, so that's really the bigger deal, of course.
RB pulls back, avoids the fault line. It's going to be a 5-man stack here from the side of NUTURN as the drones will push forward. RB showing himself for a moment, doesn't receive the dart. Blade Storm out from Allow. Getting ready to move into the site. It's going to be a very swift execution when they decide to pull the trigger on this. Let's see if the 3 members from Vision Strikers are going to be able to hold them back. Rolling Thunder going to come crashing through. Stax is the first to fall. Allow trying to land the daggers, but King is there, managed to find one. But then will get struck down from the flank. Suggest taking his head off. Zest eliminated as well, back over by a main, and it all comes down to Glow yet again. A great little turnaround here from NUTURN after losing out on the thrifty. Glow is not ready for it. It does fall, and NUTURN take another step towards victory.
Yeah, this time Lakia's learning from previous mistakes there. He knows that somebody's going to be coming through A, and he assumes, especially since it's Glow once again, as that trailing member, as Glow likes to do. Glow has been consistently getting deep into the back lines of NUTURN, but this time it's a little bit too slow. A fantastic Rolling Thunder catches so many members of Vision Strikers. So this is kind of NUTURN using the information that Vision Strikers got against them. Vision Strikers sent out the Trailblazer and some guiding lights into short A. They got the information that NUTURN's in there. In response, NUTURN keeps pushing. They aren't afraid. They Rolling Thunder, waiting a bit for the Vision Strikers' potential reinforcements to come through, getting as much value as they can out of that. Then they push in. Fantastic round by the NUTURN team.
Yeah, really, really good. And they continue to get these turnarounds. You know, when Vision Strikers actually get the rifles into their hands, now forcing them to have to try to go for a back-to-back rifle round. And if they lose out here, economy is not going to be looking very good for the Vision Strikers. Let's see what the play is going to be. Spike for now, just going to be dropped in a neutral position here, just outside of mid. It's going to be a heavy stack over towards C at the moment, and that's going to potentially work out for Vision Strikers as we see several members from the side of NUTURN who are inched forward here at C long. Drone will spot one. That's going to be the Hunter's Fury coming through. He's looking for the lineup. Doesn't manage to find it. Glow pushes the corner, but Suggest is there, as well as Allow. Puts quite a bit of damage here onto the Jet, taking him down to 20 HP. Suggest gets his way into the back site with the rocket, taking down King. Zest playing the corner, manages to find 2, but can he continue to hold this off? has been spotted by the recon dart. They'll start to make their way forward onto the site. Stax playing the corner. First one to fall. Great stun comes out on his ass instantly, but RB is there to scoop up the remaining pieces, and now it's just Solo versus RB. But the health advantage very much on the side of NUTURN.
Man, oh man, great counter punches by both of these teams. But who's going to come through with the clutch? Vision Strikers really needs to get this turned around. They're already on the back foot quite a bit economically and in the round scores. But
spots them out. There you have it. Great little peek there from RB. Huge clutch coming in from him. 3 rounds, I believe, on the round as well. 3 kills on the round, I should say.
It doesn't matter what agent he has. He's just absolutely insane. I mean, so this is a great move here by NUTURN in the beginning, right? The Owl drone comes over. They shoot it with the Omen to hide behind the corner. And Vision Strikers has no idea. So then Glow pushes out into long C, thinking he has a pretty decent lurk there. Maybe it's just a 1-on-1. In fact, it's not. It's like a 3-on-1. Yeah. NUTURN takes that, but it's a quick reaction again here from Vision Strikers.
A good rerouting immediately from RB, acknowledging that he doesn't want to stay in the back of sight. That's exactly where Solo was kind of anticipating him to be. He comes out from Garage, manages to get that kill, gets the round victory. So still down by 2 are Vision Strikers, but a little bit of wind in their sails now. Still have to play against a fully rifled up group of NUTURN players, however. Dart forward, not quite where you wanted that one to connect by the look of it. But King lurking in the back will throw down the Nano Swarms, delaying the spike plant for just a little bit longer. Now pushes out around the corner, manages to find Solo. Now going to be taken down by Zest, who rejoins in over from the A-Link side. Everybody now from Vision Strikers collapsing onto B, where the spike is currently dropped on the corner.
Yeah, this is tough now for NUTURN with that spike down. It's going to be really, really difficult. They're going to throw some smokes in, going to throw the blast pack, trying to open some space to get to this spike, but Vision Strikers very, very sturdy, not allowing any push just yet.
Yeah, Zest taking a little bit of damage from the blast pack, but he's just going to be shrugging that one off. A great shock dart does connect in onto Stax, chunking him out just slightly, but it's not nearly enough to actually displace him, so he'll just continue to play this forward corner. Glow trying to lurk his way in from behind, does get caught off guard by Perry. He's got a successful lurk of his own. Stax is back up on top of the box. Paranoia going to be used as he tries to rejoin the rest of his squad.
Yeah, this is going to be an awful corner check here for NUTURN. They got to go both ways at the same time. Crisscross, see if they can get through. Stax on one side is going to be traded there. Zest going to pick up Suggest, though. A great setup for Vision Strikers.
Yep, and Perry, they know that he was playing off-site. They know that he's not going to be super up close. And he'll just have to go ahead and pull back, hold on to his gun as the clock will tick down. Vision Strikers starting to crawl their way back into this game. Now 3-4. Still at a disadvantage, but getting closer and closer, nipping at the heels of NUTURN.
Yeah, it's smart there by Perry. Just save the gun, wait for the next round, and try to regroup. It's just an attempted B push that doesn't fool Vision Strikers at all, with Stax in there as well with that Sky. That's a lot of flashes. That's a lot of utility that can slow up NUTURN and get them blinded and get some of those easy picks onto them. A good turnaround here from Vision Strikers. We knew this one was going to be bloody. Back and forth, back and forth. I gotta say, I like our Trivial Pursuit ult counters here on the side, putting the little chits in as we build it up. I really like those.
Hey, you say that, I think of Mario.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Mario HP
That's
bars
way more nerdy, I think. Is it?
Well, it's been holding it up for a little while here, but RB, showstopper in hand, a little bit of damage pushed over, and oh man, the hog shot comes out. They do not manage to get the kill instantly, but they will follow up. Stax taken down. RB just lobbing the rocket forward, will get rid of Suggest. So a 1-for-1 exchange, but now the blinds taken away from the side of Vision Strikers. Have to rely on Glow with the Paranoia. They lose out on King as well. So 3v2, with the spike getting rotated all the way over towards the C site. You can see the 2 remaining members of Vision Strikers currently lurking over at A, where Perry is just going to be looking to keep them busy potentially.
Yeah, it's a great adjustment here by Lakia, recognizing that most of Vision Strikers was going to be over at A with how deep in the paint they had actually gotten. You can see one member of NUTURN actually died in the back corner of A, so that gives them a lot of information. They know a lot of that Vision Strikers is pretty deep into A as well. So that gives them the good opportunity to roam around and look.
Let's see who can strike first. Headshots there. Great intro Tink. Follows him for a second shot. Solo will take down Zest. Now it all comes down to Glow, and Perry has been on this very deep lurk ever since he was back over at the A site in Hell. Lakia just going to be lobbing in the shock darts. They find him as they push the corner. NUTURN take another round, keeping themselves just barely ahead of Vision Strikers by 2.
And Solo doing a wonderful job on this as the Breach. Breaches, NUTURN just seems to have great placement, great utilization of their breaches. Just like when we see Stacks play Breach for Vision Strikers, they're always getting in good spots with their utility. They're covering their teammates well. They're kind of playing that, okay, if you take our teammate, well, I'm there to trade. And then sometimes he can step up on his own as well. And yeah, that lurk by Perry there, just in case. It's really smart, top to bottom from NUTURN. A great adjustment after that failed entry into A.
Well, Hawk again forward over towards A lobby. No one forward pushed, however.
Wow.
Another Rolling Thunder on board here, or on line for Solo. Locky as well with the Hunter's Fury, just waiting for a lockdown from King.
Solo's, wow, he's really getting deep towards B.
With the spike
yeah,
as well.
Exactly what I was thinking. That's pretty wild here. King's going to see the Boombot drive around a bit, and they have set up a pretty interesting crossfire, but that guiding light's going to send them back just a little bit. And of course, when it makes that noise, you know you landed it onto somebody.
Trailblazer just to search up through A. So they all rotate back around here. RB holding the angle, watching at long.
It's all that.
Yep. Should know that they are going to be there. Yep, and as he pushes out just with the classic in hand, will fall. Flash is now coming through, clearing the back of sight. That's going to be the tailwind forward from Allow, but it gets greeted by a headshot from Stacks. A great little shutdown there with the Sheriff, but will not be able to recover a gun to try and turn the tides of this defense. That being said, he can just continue to line up their heads. Solo also going to get dropped.
Wow. This is so good. Vision Striker still in a great chance on this retake with a 4v3 and around the corner they'll parry, ready for Zest, and Zest not even looking at him. Seekers are out, trying to get this retake started.
Yeah, lockdown going to be destroyed there by the Hunter's Fury. Vision Striker is currently holding the site, but now they need to get the defuse. Paranoia comes in, so just met by one as well. To the corner, Glow having swapped guns with Stacks, has the Sheriff in hand, manages to take down the enemy Rays, but the shock darts are getting lobbed in. It's enough to finish him off. Glow's the last one to fall, and NUTURN take another round.
Yeah, it's a great patience from Lakia. He's had that Hunter's Fury for quite some time, waiting for the right moment, and that is a huge one, countering that lockdown as we see oh so often with Killjoys. You got to be super careful. You got to really know when's a good time to use it, when's not. And you're kind of forced to use it in this situation. You have an opportunity for a good retake with a 4v3. You got to go for it there. If you're Vision Strikers, you got to try to get that win because you saved that round. And if you get a thrifty there, that's huge.
Exactly. I mean, it's still a fantastic. You go for them no matter what. I like the little minor adjustment, actually. Only noticed it because of the new UI that we're running. Stacks, after getting those first 2 kills with the Sheriff, says, okay, now you take this Glow, so chucked it over to him. RB, with the Rays, will be going for the Operator, all the same. So
I was wondering.
That in hand now.
I figured it would be about time for him. It's
much later than he would have liked, but Glow spraying through, manages to find Suggest. Catching him over there at the mid-entrance for the attackers. Great little pickup. So already starting a man down, sprayed through the wall. Also gets some shots flying through there. Solo with 38 HP. Gonna make things a bit tougher for him.
Gonna see that for sure. That's definitely gonna get information. That forces the tailwind out of the jet too, so that's a really useful owl drone right there.
Especially since he's got the Blade Storm running right now, so cannot go for any kind of flashy entry onto a site now.
Exactly. Makes it a lot tougher, but that helps. Perry catches Zest lurking.
Perry's lurks have just been phenomenal. I mean, he was the one that we were singing praises of when these guys did first meet in the week 1 qualifier. Glow just going to be doing a little jiggle around the corner, manages to spot out 2. Flash is coming through. He's going to lay down some cover. Paranoia as well. Nano Swarm to cut them off, and that forces them back. And this is the clock very much getting run down now for NUTURN. 15 seconds remaining. The spike currently getting pushed forward here by Solo. As Stacks waits in the wings. Oh, he looks away at a crucial moment. Now the spike can be rushed into B.
Yeah, the reinforcements were called just as he was looking away. Glow's gonna get his 3rd kill of the round. Spike is here on B. Let's see if NUTURN can keep this under wraps, because RB's on the flank.
Let's get forced back. Chokes out the paint shells. Lakia just waiting behind the box. Still does take quite a bit of damage. Seems like maybe he thought he was gonna be safe there, so it does get chunked out to 86. So 2v3, but with Solo as low as he is, This could be a bit challenging. The Rolling Thunder gonna come crashing through. That'll force them off the spike, at least for the moment. Days out onto Glow, but Lakia having fallen. It'd be a miracle now for Solo to try to turn this one around. Push on the corner, Glow's got it. 4 kills in the round. Spike will get defused. It is now 6-4, 2 more rounds to go in the half.
That was a crazy bait there that the NUTURN set up onto C. I mean, it really had Vision Strikers, that sold that it was going to be there. I mean, Glow's doing such a fantastic job here over on the C side, though. A great pick by Perry, but then Allow comes up, gets one, and then it's the Glow show. Headshots galore. That guy gets it done with the Phantom. I mean, this is just great movement by him. Great setup on that angle onto C. Really just, he's buying times with the smokes. There's a lot that he's doing there behind that box. He throws his paranoia, steps over to the side.
Oh, man, RB finds one. Thought he was going to have the collat. Does not, but it just does fall to 3 HP. So very damn close to making it happen, but already. That is just basically the nails in the coffin here for the round. Blind will come out. He still takes the shot, takes a little bit of damage, but gets the clip through onto Solo, knocking him down to 44. And we can see this is why he goes for the raise. He can get those blast pack forwards, get himself set up early. Made up over the top, puts quite a bit of damage down, takes out Lakia. Do we see the ace already? It's just Allow left.
Oh, this is what you want to see. He's gonna have a showstopper as well.
Unbelievable from RB.
Oh.
Now just waiting. He is completely surrounded. There's nothing left to do. Just give it to him. They do. RB with an ace here in round number 11. Puts it on the board.
I mean, just magnificent from RB. Gets down into short A with the op, like you said. Almost gets the collateral. Just fantastic paint shells, buying a lot of time, just sidestepping the breach fault line perfectly. Oh, just fantastic. Then sees him coming out of log, steps down off the box. I mean, he blast backs himself up there just in case. Doesn't matter, doesn't need to. So good. So good.
Fantastic setup. Getting the reset as well. Now will just be holding this down, and they say, you know what? RB's been playing A this entire time. He hasn't really been shaking it up. Let's completely ignore the A lobby, at least off the bat. We know he's got that operator. He's going to be going for these setups. So they all get ready to move up potentially here into C long. We'll spot 2 with the drone. Don't get the dart tags, however. But it's decent vision.
Yeah, you might have seen the Hunter's Fury come out there. If he had gotten that, if Zest had gotten that dart in, he might have given it a go. Instead, that does allow Glow to move up into Cubby, but that's pretty typical. I wouldn't be too surprised if this doesn't fool NUTURN too much. Maybe there'll be a smoke that comes out, Suggest comes around the corner with that Judge and is ready for Glow. But you never know, Glow can hold this angle just as well as anybody. I mean, we saw Perry pick up that 4-piece earlier.
Well, the dark cover comes out, so he's going to be anticipating somebody to move up this corner pretty soon here. Recon Bolt also spots 1. Moving forward. Oh! Suggest has to do the double take. He actually wasn't really anticipating it. So there's just going to be the lurk kill coming through for Glow. Question is, does he want to try to reposition? Could try to go for a TP fake to make Perry think that he is relocated. Seems like he'll just go ahead and pull back naturally as they start getting word that the rest of members from NUTURN have relocated. Lakia moving forward up through garage, catches Zest, takes him down. Allow finds Glow as well. King in the back sight will fall. And now it is a great advantage here for the side of NUTURN. 2v4 for Vision Strikers to try to tie us up in the half. Stacks dropped, finds a second one. Flash out around the corner, redraws his weapon. Will manage to find Lakia, and Stacks is absolutely huge. Gets 4 in the round to tie us up 6-6.
I mean, that, for all intents and purposes, should have been NUTURN's round. Vision Strikers is coming in one at a time to see. But no, it's Stacks who goes absolutely ham. Taking 4 there, what a guiding light around the corner. Steps up, finishes off Lakia, turns, gets the 4-piece. Whew!
What an unbelievable first half here in the map. 6-6. As we will give these players a breather. God knows they absolutely need it. Such a strong start from NUTURN. Putting multiple rounds on the board. Vision Strikers barely managing to fight back, but then as soon as they got their stride, they absolutely took off, brought it back, keep us tied up as they now get ready to go on the attack.
Well, I mean, this is as good as you could have asked for. Both of these teams love this map.
Yeah.
This is their favorite map. Both of them, this is it. And you can see why. They both are playing fantastically on this. We've seen some crazy huge rounds. I mean, an ace from RB, that 4-piece from Stacks to finish this one out. Oh!
Yeah, back-to-back. Gorgeous rounds from Vision Strikers. When it looked like they were down and out in that last one there, I mean, the 2v4 retake, it was 1v4. It was just Stacks came in and said, oh, you know what? Seaside belongs to me. Snatches it right out from beneath them. I hope you guys are getting the clips because there's a lot that needs to be shared.
And I mean, that again, that NUTURN place is great. They come into Garage, they have a great readjustment. Nobody on Vision Strikers has any idea until Zest walks into it and gets just yeeted into the lobby. And so then they push in there. They have a great push. They pick up a couple more on Vision Strikers as they're stepping in because Vision Strikers is coming in one at a time. Their adjustment to the movement there is sloppy. They're not coming in at the timings are bad. Instead of coming in together, it's again one at a time. So that really makes things fall apart pretty quickly for them until Stacks just goes absolutely insane. This is why we talk about Stacks as being one of the best in the business with these flashers.
All right, well now NUTURN here on the defense. Fault line does go out. Let's see what Vision Strikers like to do. These guys have the timings down when it comes down to every single map. They know how long it takes for them to rotate from one site to another, so they will play with time, unlike most other teams. Great push in here from Lockett, however, on the back of Perry's paranoia. Manages to find RB, push out the door. They will find another, now a third, before Stacks and Zest are able to trade back two. So now at a disadvantage here. It's looking like another pistol round victory for NUTURN, unless Zest and Glow can click some heads.
Well, nobody's over in A right now, so they have an opportunity to get in there. Of course, they have to be extremely careful. They have no idea. They have no information on what's going over there. So, the recon dart has already been used, so you got to wait for that. You do have a couple shock darts, but again, no owl drone either. So information is going to be lacking. Oh, Lau's going to get one.
Yeah,
last one.
To find it in solo. We'll go ahead and get the last one. So Pistol yet again goes the way of NUTURN. 7-6 to start off the second half.
Yeah, they just, I mean, it's not just a meme, it's true. Vision Strikers just can't seem to find success in these pistol rounds, and it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't really affect them. They always bounce back. I mean, we saw this, even though they lost the anti-eco last time and then lost the first rifle round, they got a thrifty right after. So these guys, extremely tenacious, extremely smart. They come up with great ideas. Again, you got to give so much credit to Glow. Such a smart play caller as time goes on, but he's getting some help today from some huge plays from RB and Stacks.
Fault line forward from Solo, just trying to keep everybody out of short. Vision Strikers, they don't usually play forward. It's very rare that we see a rush from these guys.
Almost
they like
to
never. Gain as much information as possible and slowly take over territory. Kind of like playing an RTS is how they play this. Warcraft 3, they advance through the fog of war. So that right there is a good little secure. Zest taking out Solo.
Just
puts one up over at A, but there's still going to be two more. Flag comes out on the lock, it pulls back.
StarCraft is popular here. Oh no, Lau's going to get one, has a tailwind back. He's going to get two, and Lockyer gets a third.
Can he get three? No, he cannot. King will strike him down, but that is going to be the damage dealt. King and Zest with almost no HP between them. Now left is the only two members alive. A huge little turnaround there. Loud doing some serious damage before he gets eliminated.
Man, oh man, Vision Strikers is so smart. They're putting themselves in really awkward positions where, I mean, just nobody's ready for it. But then the counter turn from NUTURN this time is doing the same thing to them. Both of these teams are so darn smart. You can see here why NUTURN is flexible.
All right,
they're moving kind of back into interesting positions.
Yeah, but they do leave B unoccupied. It's going to be the long wraparound up through the attacker's spawn area here from Perry. You can see they're not actually opting in for B. Now will do so as they get revealed. Nades come out. Zest does not pull off of that fast enough. Wanted to get the spike down, is unable to do so. So Just finds two, as NUTURN will be 2 up now, 8-6.
I mean, this is so huge for NUTURN. A lot of money going to be able to be put in the bank after that one. So we get ready to see what the Vision Strikers have in store. It's going to be the buy round this time for them. And the money's going to get spent. And the rifles are going to be taken. And, it's kind of interesting to see which ones they prefer. Look at this from Allow. Look at that tailwind. So good in the adjustment to get the headshot with that frenzy.
Yep, just a great little peek there from Suggest. Spots out the Sova. Forces him to kind of panic, go for the plant. It's a very easy takedown from the nades. It's a good start from NUTURN. They need to keep the pressure up. Reminder that this is their map pick. And the next one is Icebox. So you absolutely want to be able to close out Haven. Because if you need to take down Vision Strikers on Icebox to force us into a Game 3, then that is just such a...
Good luck.
Just a stark position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it just, nobody else plays it. Vision Strikers is kind of taking that advice that we've seen that, you know, get good at Icebox and then you kind of put your opponents into bad positions with their map picks and bans. So they're going to put out a bunch of flashes. Nobody's here just yet. Smokes around both of the doors, the entry into C, so it's going to be a free plant. So the retake is going to be quite fascinating here from NUTURN. How are they going to get it done?
Yeah, we'll just be planted for long. Everybody going to be pulling back. There is this operator in the hands of Allow, so can fight back against them at this long range distance here. Seems like maybe Stax and Glow are going to go on a little bit of a lurk mission through Garage, as it has been swapped over. So Solo taking the operator into his hands, giving his Phantom over to Allow so he can play forward with the Jet.
He's got to be careful though.
And he does. Stax manages to find one. Nanoswarm comes out. Zest just going to be holding the angle, waiting for the shock darts. Lets one fly. Second one does come out. Recon bolt up over the top, and they will just continue to spray them down one after the other. There is the push forward into the garage for the final kill as Perry will get dropped. And this time, NUTURN are not going to be able to win the first rifle round. Vision Strikers do take it.
Yeah, it's a textbook C plan here. Once you get it for free, you plant for long, you fall back, you make sure Garage is covered, and Solo went down pretty quick with that operator. Stax gets him. Now there is a trade, but at the end of the day, Vision Strikers is able to clear out Garage, keep things in their hands, and it's really smart. If you know there's an operator, then you don't want to be peeking that long haul from the alley coming from a defender's side. Yeah. It's really, really nicely done here by Vision Strikers.
Fantastically done. And I also, can really appreciate everybody not shooting in the same location. Oh man, Allow pulls out the Blade Storm, is looking for an early pick, but Glow rather, just sitting up on top of the box, will go ahead and strike him down.
I think Glow knew that something like that. He knew the ult was online. He sensed that Allow might try to come through there with something like that.
I mean, if you're going to force a Blade Storm forward, go that aggressive on defense, it's pretty much always going to come out of C-Long.
Exactly.
Very rarely will you see a push like that happen up towards the lobby.
Yeah, maybe A-Long, but it's not as common.
Too many of the angles to worry about over at the A site. Speaking of which, it's going to be a bit worrisome now for Lakia, who will pull back, get himself situated up in Heaven, which has not been cut off by any dark cover here for the moment. The nade does buy enough time for them to move forward, then the dark cover comes in. Perfectly timing these together as the trackers are also let loose by Stax. Shock dart out, does land on the spike, but there's no one there to receive the hit.
I like the way they're using Sky with Stax, getting a lot of information to make their pushes.
Now, how do you retake this? Man disadvantage. Flash is still flying. That will now just expire. Start moving forward again. Lakia does have this Hunter's Fury available if he could get some information, but now the paranoia comes through, continuing to force them back. Blast packs lopped in. RB checking Heaven. Doesn't spot anything. King mows down one. Lakia does get dropped. Suggests with the Sheriff will manage to take out Glow. And there's going to be the retreat from Perry. He's pulling all the way back to stay safe as Vision Strikers will go ahead, take another round. He's keeping us so very tight-knit, 8-8. Do we just get overtime in the first map?
I mean,
I
wouldn't be surprised. I'm definitely down for it. I mean, nothing would be better to kick this event off than to have that overtime at the end. And this is so smart by Vision Strikers. You get that early pick onto I mean, Glow, I feel like Glow had to have had the read here because he gets on top of that box with that TP right at the beginning of the round, right out the gate.
Yep.
So to me, that instantly signals that he knows that there's a really good chance that Allow is going to try it, so they've done their homework. Then they go right back over to A, and there's just never really much of a setup, much of an opportunity because of the information that Stax can get and some of those flashes and other things. Just buys a ton of time. Just fantastic job by Vision Strikers.
Well, now it's Glow who's looking to get a little bit aggressive over here at C-Long. Does take a couple of shots, though, from Perry. Suggests in the meantime, off screen, getting absolutely wrecked in the garage. 22 health remaining for the race player of NUTURN.
Those, it looks like they might be backing off. Just checking to see if maybe somebody can get a pick in a short A, catch somebody getting a little over-aggressive there. But this is going to allow Lakia now to get through in towards mid.
Josh is flying. They spot one here in lobby. It's going to be RB. Manages to find one. Allow kind of botching the tailwind out, but it doesn't matter. Goes for the re-peek and will find King. So what was a 1-for-1 turns into a nice little advantage here for NUTURN. He's thinking about going for a third as well. There's Stacks, he lines it up, Allow looking huge. Cloud burst down. Paranoia will come through as Glow will fall. Great wrap around here from the two other members on the side of NUTURN. As this now has to try to recover this spike, and Allow is ready for this angle of approach. And there you go. Doesn't get finished off as NUTURN. They take another round win. Keeping their heads above the water right now. You can see the cheeky little smiles on their faces as well at the end play there.
Well, it's so nicely done here by Allow. He buys so much time, and he recovers from that failed tailwind so nicely. He expects someone to come in, because with the tailwind, you're thinking, okay, he's gone all the way back up the ramp into A here, right there. But no, he actually sticks around, catches King sleeping a little bit. Stacks is ready for him, just outshoots him. That's 3 kills. You know, you've got Lakia already lurking all the way into mid. Huge, nicely done. Whoa.
Okay, well, explosive start there over at C Long. A 1-for-1, but then Stacks taken down as well here at A Lobby. So again, great advantage for NUTURN to kick things off with. Zest droning forward, doesn't manage to make it around that corner to spot out Allow as Solo, he's just playing it patiently. Tries to steal the kill in the end, but it doesn't matter. Goes for the repeat, finds Glow, spike down, flash out. Sees RB the last one standing. RB will manage to take down Allow, only taking a slight little bit of damage in the exchange. Now rotates over into window, drops out, clears this angle, and has to push back. But is he going to be ready for Lakia? Waiting, he is not. Headshot is there. It's another swift round victory here for NUTURN.
Yeah, these are huge moves by Lakia, getting deep into the back lines of Vision Strikers to really secure wins and also keep a little extra money in the bank, because if he's not there, you know, you never know. Maybe RB comes around the corner, takes out Solo. Solo's position is revealed because you can see the cracks through the wall. He knows that the breach is in there, and that gives him a good opportunity to at least win that duel. Instead, Lakia is there. And again, the reason that's big, it seems like, he just gets in the flank, it's an easy kill, but because he's able to do it, saves money potentially for his team.
Allow now. Holding here at C Long. They get the spot. I think Glow should have been able to register that there's an operator in Allow's hands. So we'll be calling for the, don't peek there. Goes out with the Paranoia. RB has made his way here into the garage. Boombot does get taken down. So just the first one to fall. Allow can't recover with the knives. Does get eliminated by King. Now Parry gone. And it's, Vision Strikers in one of these rare moments where they say, okay, pick up the pace. Very rare miss there from Glow. An absolute botch on the shots. Had the jump on Solo, but cannot strike first. And now there's potential for a comeback here in the round. Zed's still going to be full HP, full armor. But RB only has 4 health to his name. Shock Dart starting to lob in. Hunter's Fury is available. RB has dropped. Showstopper not going to be able to find a damn thing. Recon Bolt coming out. Fault line going to be dodged. Zest. Can he hold them off? Hunter's Fury does come through. Gets the kill onto one. The rush thought about there from Lakia, but decides to delay. And now Zest knows that he has to peek here. Gets it to half. The operator's in his hands. Can he get the kill? He can. Vision Strikers almost let that one slip through the cracks, but the clutch will come through, and they stay within touching distance of NUTURN.
Yeah, it's really nice change of pace by Vision Strikers, and also recognizing that they have an opportunity to get that operator taken out of the hands of Allow. Allow tries his best with those knives, whiffs a bit. That gives King an opportunity. I mean, Solo's doing a fantastic job. That's great crosshair placement from him. Both of these teams have just insanely good crosshair placement, but Vision Strikers gets into garage very quickly after recognizing that Allow is there. They throw some smokes to kind of, fake that maybe they're pushing up in one direction. They come from the other side very quickly. It's not entirely, it doesn't catch Allow completely off guard, as you can see with the knives, but it was good enough and strong enough that they're able to get the win. Great hold at the end as well by Zest. A fantastic job with his Hunter Furies. Very patient. He doesn't overcommit with them. You see a lot of players sometimes just go for all 3 Hunter's Furies right away. You can hold on to them. You can buy time. All right, well, you can see again, Stacks is doing a really good job with these Trailblazers. It's like a owl drone almost, basically. And you can
faster moving one.
Yeah, exactly. That's almost scarier than, it's much scarier than an owl drone. An owl drone can't shoot you. Well, the dart, but that doesn't hurt.
Oh man, imagine if it could shoot you.
Ugh.
A little dog.
Those little miniguns on it.
Dog with a gun.
Like grabs you and pulls you up in the air and like drops you.
I want dogs with frickin' laser beams on the sides of them. Run around the map. Scout from. I don't do a very good impersonation.
That's not bad.
Evil,
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
All right.
Lockdown for King. And I don't think Hunter's Fury is available for Lakia. No, it is not.
That could be a good Halloween look for you.
Thanks. I mean, I've done the Mr. Clean thing before.
Oh, if you got to do Mr. Clean, then you got to do Dr. Evil.
Yeah, and the guy from the Assassin's game that wears the red tie.
Oh, Hitman.
There you go, Hitman.
Oh, Glow just TPing off site, and this is going to be a window defense setup here for Vision Strikers, getting into B relatively easily. King holding the back angle, looking to protect from lobby. Good Cloudburst does come through, cuts off his vision. They get the blind, they get the stun here onto Zest, and he cannot line up the shot onto Allow, but King still lurks from behind. Finds both of them with the headshots. RB off screen, he'll find one. King scoops 3 on the round as the showstopper will get let loose from Suggest. Takes RB rather low, but as the spike tap comes in, Glow pushes the corner, and Vision Strikers take another round.
This is so smart by Vision Strikers. They know that NUTURN has been wanting to get into the back lines of them. Lakia in particular, but others have been getting into their spawn area. And this time King takes advantage of it. He waits for them to get in the window, picks up a double for it. That just basically seals the deal on B. Very, very good adjustment here by Vision Strikers on a B push. A couple nice rounds back-to-back for Vision Strikers to get this back to 10-10. Not too unexpected with these two teams. Still have the lockdown available for King as well. Never even needed to use it. No ults available yet on the side of NUTURN. So this is a great opportunity for Vision Strikers to really take a lead and set the tempo for the rest of this game.
Yeah, King saying, just haven't needed it. Why use it? Continues to hold on to it, but like you say, you probably want to use it sooner rather than later, because if Lakia gets 1 or 2 kills in a round, suddenly a defuse comes in, picks up an ult orb somewhere, he's going to have that Hunter's Fury online to go ahead and try and counteract it. Spike for now is going to be inched up through the A lobby. 4 members getting ready to lurk over towards that side of the map, while Glow just holds down over towards C. No one pushing on that side, though. Stacks will just move forward with the Trailblazer, trying to scout out as best as possible. Wow, spamming through. Does get a nice little connection there on Zest's legs.
Yeah, so for Vision Strikers, they rethink the short A idea temporarily, but now they're all stacking up in here and maybe trying to bait them into it, but NUTURN is not fooled at all. Everybody is over there.
Ooh. Zest down. Great peek out now, matched by Allow. Does look over here towards short. The lockdown will be coming through. Nades invested. RB finds one. Lockdown goes off, does get a nice little detain here onto Allow, further delaying the jet. Great shot from Suggest, finds one, finds 2. Oh man, suddenly now it's all just on RB. He pushes out of the smoke, but then does die. Parry pushes forward, manages to find that kill. The defuse will come in, and NUTURN move up to 11 round wins, just 2 away from taking their map pick of Haven.
Yeah, they're just not fooled at all, or NUTURN. Just no resistance on this. They don't care that there was a push forward, that Vision Strikers take some damage. They know the Vision Strikers are well known to try to fake a push and then redo it a few seconds later. And this time, that's exactly what happens. They're waiting with open arms, basically. I mean, yeah, sure, the lockdown comes down, but they lose 2. But basically trying just to get that lockdown in a place where they feel like they could cover enough of the site with it to make the push off of it. Allow even gets detained, but it doesn't matter. It's just a great work here, especially at the end by Suggest. That Sheriff shooting was just, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he had for the entire round. He was just basically saving, just went for the, opted in for the 800 spend on the Sheriff, and he made the most of it. Now has a proper gun in his hands. As Zest will be looking to clear down through short. Dart comes out. Not quite certain if he got, yeah, he did get a spot here onto Allow. That's why he's going to be repositioning back up the ramp.
I mean, by the way, neither team in this half has won more than 2 in a row. I mean, that's how back and forth this
swingy.
Is. It's so incredible how good they are at making adjustments against each other. They read each other so well. I mean, again, they used to be sister teams, so they know each other, how they play, how they think, better than anyone else in Korea. That's why this match is so good.
Boombot forward into garage. King, ooh, sees that shoulder. Nanoswarm going to be chucked in, but gets the activation a little bit too late, and it's definitely not worth it. Falls down to 22 HP. Heal, at least, fortunately, is going to be there from Stacks to try and top him up. As the shots come flying through.
Sorry, TNL is the sister team of NUTURN. Excuse me. I misspoke on that. My bad. It feels so good that I thought they were.
30초 남았습니다.
Rushing forward. But, you know, maybe they'll be the new one.
Yeah, there you go.
Just leaping into the back, just using those blast packs to keep himself safe. Lobs with the paint shells up over the top. That's going to get quite a bit of damage in. Glow does fall. Suggest holding this angle in the back. Manages to find a second as RB does get dropped. Two, however, exchanged as the spike needs to get planted damn soon. Solo comes up from behind. Fault line chucked out. 2v2 for the attempted retake. Now it's just King all by himself. Makes his way into the back of sight. And that's going to be allowed finding the headshot. NUTURN taking it to 12, guaranteeing at least an overtime, if not the map win of Haven.
Yeah, this is huge here by NUTURN. It's just a great flank from Solo. Again, NUTURN doing a great job getting into the back lines of Vision Strikers. Vision Strikers adjusted for it a little bit, but now they're not able to. They have to push pretty deep into C. They get that frag at Garage, and that's a nice little opening, but it's very good patient play here from NUTURN on the retake. And they get the job done. Vision Strikers doing a good job readjusting to go over to C, but again, both of these teams are so smart, so good at countering each other.
Now Vision Strikers need to dig deep. They need to put two on the board in a row. You can see it's not going to be a full purchase coming in. Glow with a half armor, just the Spectre there for Zest. They've been good at the Thrifties. This doesn't quite qualify, obviously. But RB, the only ult that they have available is that Showstopper. They're going up against three from the side of NUTURN. Vision Strikers, can they make it happen? They absolutely need to. Fault line through, Allow just going to be eating that from his teammate. Solo looks to scout. Aftershock to clear the corner. RB moves away. Still eats the damage. It's going to be reliant on some heals from Stacks. Continuing to play down. RB holds the angle, does manage to capitalize. Chucks out the paint shells up to the top of the ramp. And that will allow him to pull back.
Yeah, you do have the Blade Storm available for Allow. Continue to now head over towards C, but there's still quite a strong defense set up. Perry taking a little bit of damage. And you got Suggest on top of the box. Glow finds his way into the cubby, going to eliminate that from the shadows.
Yeah, chunks him out. Wraparound now coming through. RB having since been topped up. Showstopper available. Suggest waiting for his moment. Will let the rocket fly, but no one is there to receive it. Great shots coming in. No, he redraws his gun. The Vandal out. Manages to find two. RB and Zest both falling. King down to 45 HP. And suddenly, this is looking like this might just be the map over. They're rerouting. 15 seconds remaining. Gonna have to be a push through window now onto the B site. Suggest starting to wrap around towards that side, is backed up by Allow, and they could potentially just shut this completely down. Stacks manages to find one. Lakia lurking in the window, finds another. The spike plate is going through, but I don't believe he's got enough time. He does not! And there you have it! 13 rounds on the board for NUTURN. They delay it, and they will take Haven out from underneath the Vision Strikers.
Well, there you go. NUTURN getting their map pick win in a hotly contested Haven. They get 3 in a row, the first time in that half that anybody gets 3 in a row. There had been 2 3s in a row on the first half, but on the second half,
yeah,
woo, back and forth the whole way. What a performance here from NUTURN. What a showing to kick off Masters Korea.
It's absolutely huge, and with Icebox on the horizon for map number 2, I can't help but feel like this is going to be a 3-map set, as most of the analysts here in Korea have predicted. But you gotta also think about it, like, if that is not, if NUTURN somehow were to get a 2-0 on Icebox, of all places, to take down Vision Strikers and deliver their first true match loss, that would be absolutely incredible. History will have been made. We'll have to wait a little bit longer to see if that is going to be the case, but man, for now, NUTURN have to be flying high.
Yeah, absolutely, and we saw, something very different from Vision Strikers than what we're used to here. Without RB on Jet, with Stacks not on Breach. The experiment, it was good, it was solid. Vision Strikers had some really nice moments with it. They do a good job getting some information. Stacks has a solid round, not great, but pretty solid, and same with RB, but it wasn't the same Vision Strikers maybe that you would have expected normally, so I like the idea. I like trying something different for Vision Strikers. I mean, You got to make your opponents respect that. You got to make your opponents not be able to predict what you're going to do. And that's fine here on Haven in particular. You know, it's a going to be a pretty close battle no matter what.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We'll see if the surprises continue when we get ready to move forward onto Icebox, or if it's going to be a lot of the same, you know, a lot of stock standard stuff from Vision Strikers, but they are down right now. Need to bring it back at map number 2, and that's going to be coming up in just a few, so don't go anywhere.
Sometimes I think they're right, honey. Sorry for the tears in your eyes. Hey, love, forgive me just one more try. Used to hide myself away in the night, looking for trouble and fights, looking for answers at the bottom of my glass. You found me lost in the night, looking for trouble and fights, but you found me. No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I'm glad you're someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I could be someone to rely on, someone to rely on. 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 Hey baby, I'm calling. Hey baby, just please pick up the phone. Hey baby, I'm calling. I'm drunk, can you please pick up? No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I'm glad you're someone to rely on, someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I could be someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I'm glad you're someone to rely on, someone to rely on.
But pushing on the corner, Glow finds one, instantly spots another. Gonna be the paranoia. Lunged forward, Zest in the meantime.
Blow getting another one onto
And that was the best option, right? Onto the Jet, taking him down to 20 HP. The Jet gets his way into the back site with the rocket. taking down King. Zest playing the corner, manages to find
this retake with a 4v3 and around the paranoia, steps over to the side.
Oh, man, RP finds one, thought he was gonna have the collapse. He is completely surrounded, there's nothing left to do, just give it to him. They in the half, Stacks dropped, finds a second one. Flash out around the corner, redraws his weapon, will manage to find Lucky, and Stacks is absolutely huge. Gets 4 in the round to tie us up.
Starcraft is popular here. Oh no, Allows gonna get 1, has tailwind back. He's gonna get 2, and Lucky gets a 3rd.
Recon bolt up over the top, and they will just continue to spray them down one after the other. There is the operator's in his hands. Can he get the kill? He can. So he cannot line up the shot onto Allow, but King still lurks from behind. But they could potentially just shut this completely down. Stacks manages to find one. Lakia lurking in the window, finds another. The spike plant is going through, but I don't believe he's got enough time. He does not. And there you have it. 13 rounds on the board for NUTURN. They delay it. And welcome back, guys. Man, an action-packed map number 1 there as NUTURN take Haven, their map selection. But now we get ready to jump onto relatively uncharted territory for here in Korea. It's going to be Icebox yet again, something that we very rarely get to see. Picked by Vision Strikers, they know that they are one of the few teams that knows how to really execute on this map.
Yeah, they've really kind of put a lot of their opponents in weird positions to deal with it. But let's look at some of this stuff from the last round. The MVP is going to be Allow on that Jet, a 1.8 KDA. 291 combat score is nuts. 22 kills. Fantastic round for him. And RB having a solid performance on the Raze. Almost outdoing him a little bit with that 1.9, but overall, it was going to be the NUTURN team that takes it. And coming into this, yeah, I mean, this is tough because nobody's beaten Vision Strikers on Icebox yet.
No, they have not. And it would be the first time beating them on Icebox. It would be the first time that they have lost a best of series, that we do not count the best of 2 draws as a pure loss. Obviously, draw is right there in the name for you, so it shouldn't be. The streak has ended as far as, their utter dominance, but they still have not dropped a set. Could this be the time? We were talking about it before the break. It would be so damn impressive from NUTURN to take them out in the first round on the first day on Haven and Icebox of all maps. If the bind was in the mix, then maybe it'd be a little bit more understandable given Vision Striker's relative weakness and, aversion to playing that map. But to do it on 2 of their strongest would be so very impressive.
No, it'd be crazy if they're able to come through here. But I think for NUTURN, the fact that they didn't ban Icebox leads me to believe that they've at least prepared for it. That they kind of had the pretty good idea that that they knew Vision Strikers was going to not ban it, so they can kind of counterplay this. They know it's going to be potentially open. There's no way Vision Strikers is banning Icebox. It's just 0% chance that's happening. So you could prepare for it because it's pretty darn likely to come through. It has to come through if you don't ban it. So for them, they're going to be ready for this. This is going to be a really interesting series coming up here. Like, what is going to be the changes? What is Vision Strikers going to bring? Again, even on, like I mentioned, them bringing in Sky, they've never done it before. That was the first time they've ever done it. Not having a Jet, first time that's ever happened for that, is like, probably, I think. I don't think they have ever not played Jet. But I could be wrong on that, but
I'm pretty sure that it's basically the case. At
basically,
this point,
they don't.
Even if RB hasn't played the Jet before, in the past, and it was so very long ago that it just doesn't even matter given the amount of changes and, different iterations of the game and whatnot.
I think
with all the
Challengers Korea, it's basically he's played Jet like the whole time. So but anyway, regardless.
I feel like, most teams just generally, I think this is maybe one of the first non-Jet compositions that we've seen since the first open qualifier. I believe you and I had a Jetless composition then, but that was from one of the lesser teams that didn't really make it into the main event. So obviously Jet has been so very dominant over here. Everyone says Korean Jet's built differently.
It's on screen,
so having the team just opt into not doing that is certainly just a big transition for Vision Strikers individually, as well as just the overall meta here in Korea.
Yeah, and here's the other thing you got to keep in mind is I should kind of clarify what I'm saying. They haven't not played Jet when it's kind of been against like solid competition.
Yes,
they have not played Jet in like open qualifiers when it kind of is against lesser teams, and that's different.
When the stakes are high.
Yeah, that's quite different. So I should clarify. Yes, he has played Raze before, but he hasn't not played Jet in quite a while, and not since they've had to. They had to go through an open qualifier and Challengers 1. He did play some raids there. Since then, it's been all Jet.
Yeah. Well, we will get ready to move forward now into map number 2 of Icebox. Attack first for NUTURN. We'll see how they fare here on Vision Strikers Playground. Pressure certainly going to be on. We've already seen, in the past, I think the last time the Vision Strikers actually got to play this was versus ZF Gaming. And we saw some pretty crazy set plays coming out in that set. The ice wall inside of Tube clipped out so that they could get RB up on top.
Oh, that was so smart.
So there's been some pretty crazy stuff, but maybe we don't see that. Maybe it continues the trend of him playing the Raze, because right now he's going to be hovering it.
Wow. Okay, well, Stax is, he's going for Sky again. So we are not getting that Breach play, which is quite interesting to see. King is going to go for Killjoy. Is it going to be a pretty similar lineup here? It's looking like the Vision Strikers are going to roll with the Jetless composition. Potentially, once again. We'll see, though. It hasn't been locked in.
But this is an even bigger change, because when they would take us here to Icebox, we don't necessarily see the Breach all the time. This would be Stax going for the Sage. So they're moving away from that. They want to keep flashes on the board for themselves, and it's going to be Sky to try to weave those hawk shots, into the sight from these off angles to try to catch people off guard. RB, the final piece of the puzzle, do we just get to see him on Raze yet again? Was fairly impressive, obviously picking up an ace with some wonderful blast pack and paint shells plays. But otherwise wasn't that prevalent, it felt like. Was picking up some individuals, sometimes, 2 kills, but we weren't seeing too many streaky plays coming in from RB. But yeah, we'll be the Raze.
And if you want to talk about this composition a little bit, what it does well, what it doesn't do well. What it does well is gets you information, which is what Vision Strikers loves to have. With that Sky, you get additional information on top of the Sova, and that is going to be what they lock in. Basically the same thing for Vision Strikers. It's going to be a bit different for NUTURN. Let's talk about that a little bit. This time Killjoy is going to be taken by Solo, so he's not playing Breach. Nobody's playing Breach. Yep. Lakia still on Sova. Allow, Jet, parry, Omen. And I didn't catch that last one there for Suggest, but we switched over before I could see what he has decided to pick.
Well, that's quite all right, because we're going to be jumping into the action right now. We can go ahead and finalize what those comps are. So let's go ahead, guys, jump on to map number 2, see if NUTURN can be the first ones to take down Vision Strikers, or if we're going to be headed to a map number 3.
All right, let's go. Vision Strikers, can you hold this one off, or is this going to be it? Is this going to be where we finally see you drop a best of 3? Can it happen? And it is going to be Suggest on Raze again. Okay. So, out to an early defense. Again, NUTURN's going to be on tack first half of every map, by the way.
Yep.
And pistol rounds.
NUTURN have not played on Icebox yet.
No, they have not.
In this event, so see how much practice they've been able to do in their scrims. Glow is going to be pulling back away from Green, the drone. Trying to spot him out as best as possible. Allow going to get spotted here up on top. So we'll go ahead, get that UI nicely loaded up.
Yeah, I was really wanting to know who had picked up Ghosts for Vision Strikers, because that's pretty important on the B site with those long-range shots that are available.
Great little run through here. Drop down comes in and Suggest hounds down Zest, just hunting him. Allow. Headshot now in onto King. Can he follow up? The answer is no. Goes there from Stax, does manage to find one, but RB gets taken down by Solo, who's lurking over in mid. Now just 2 members remaining versus 4. Lakia on low HP, but can they get it done? Stax can't line up the shot. It all comes down to Glow, 37 HP remaining. Spots one in the window, gets the dink, gets the follow-up headshot. Does get forced out of position, will get finished off. Another pistol round loss here for Vision Strikers. NUTURN start up 1-0.
Well, maybe now, as much as we joke about it, as much as it hasn't been a problem for Vision Strikers, today might be that time where these pistol rounds come back to bite them in the butt. They can't keep having these bad ones. If they're gonna go, if teams are gonna start to pick it up against them, they gotta find ways to get it done. And there, just a great move by Solo to stay in the mid. Really get a good flank in there, even though Glow does end up taking control of it. By that point, it doesn't matter, because everybody else on Vision Strikers is dead. So it's going to be a tough one. And now, eco round for the Vision Strikers. Anti-eco for NUTURN. Well, not completely. They're just going to keep 2 ghosts. And Lakia's just on the classic with full armor. Or does he have a ghost? Okay, he's got a ghost. Or are they just switching guns?
Yeah, they're swapping around.
Okay.
It is alive, depending on what is in their hands. There's Allow just pinging down, saying I've located the enemy. Spike is still going to be just dropped down outside of A main. So this is very non-committal push forward over towards B. Just gathering information, looking for a pick. They know that they're going to be outgunning Vision Strikers, so they're not afraid of pressing forward like this. Glow, however, does manage to find one. Great little trade out. If he could net the gun, that would be absolutely huge for him, but it's just a bit too dangerous to try to do so. And Allow will find that kill, pushes the corner, spots another one, sees one way in the back. Hasn't taken any damage yet. Cloudburst down to fake a potential retreat back over to green as he cheats around the other side of yellow. Won't be able to see too much, though. As Solo finds stacks up on the rafters in the back of the site. HL's flying forward, RB cut down, not really ready for the double peek to come through from Suggest as he pressed forward. Suggest will find another. And it all comes down to King, who will get one. So, taking two guns out of their hands, but that's 2 rounds on the board now for NUTURN, much like we saw on Haven.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. What you'll see a lot with the Vision Strikers is that they will fall in those first 2 rounds, but after that, it is a different story typically, as they're going to be able to get their buys in. And it's pretty interesting to see how teams are kind of adjusting to this new meta with the guns and the monies and these kind of things. And so you're because you aren't buying the half armor and the frenzies, you're more likely to buy the ghost. And you could just save that ghost in that second round. Extremely effective gun at long range. You save even more money that way. Ooh, Glow though. It's that opening kill.
Yeah, gets himself set up here on top of green, finds Allow. Because you know what, he's been doing this for the last 2 rounds. I bet he's going to do it again. Gets the read correct. Finds an opening frag. Paranoia out, Glow going to be dropping down. Looking to maybe respond with a Paranoia of his own. Seems like that is the case. And can just stay situated back here behind yellow. Run the scout forward. Everybody else starting to make their way up over towards the B site.
Stax is throwing a lot of his utility into mid, seeing what's going on in there. He hasn't really caught any information yet, so the information he knows is that it's at least open at that time, and that's going to allow him to start pushing forward. Him and King are going to work together. They're going to spot a couple over towards the spawn side of the attackers, and they're going to know that they're probably going towards A. The movement is on. The rotations are there.
B not quite placing himself on the rafters, so he's going to be playing at the back of sight. See, NUTURN still very much trying to make their mind up as far as where they want to bring this spike. Now going to be inched up over towards green yet again. Lockdown is there to try to get the fake here onto the A site. Everybody pulls back. Let's see how many take the bait, though, because right now it is still going to be Glow just by himself, holding it down over at B. He's going to hear that spike plant coming through, and oh man, Suggest really underestimating the Nano Swarm. Will get dropped. Spray through, trying to interrupt, but there's the corner push from King. And it all comes down to Solo, who's swinging back around towards the defender's spawn. Will get a nice headshot onto Zest. Needs to do that 3 more times if they, yeah, that's the clock run down.
That was so smart here by Vision Strikers, leaving that Nano Swarm there, and then, you know, once they come in, once they start that plant, Glow's waiting. The rest of the team is making sure that A, with that lockdown, isn't going to be the case. So that's a huge win for the Vision Strikers. They get the ult out of the hands of Solo.
Yep.
And that really, and they get a win on top of it. I mean, that is a big-time momentum swing here for the Vision Strikers going into round number 4.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them have to win with a Thrifty in this situation on Haven. Now do have some more guns in their hands here. So going to be feeling a bit better about their odds. Glow sitting on top of green again. See how prepared they are for it as another dark cover will just get dropped down. Just maintaining control of this corner.
He's in a good spot to pick up a couple if they don't know he's up there. They're not reacting to it.
Spots one. Shots flying, neither getting tagged up. As the Killjoys just look to tussle back and forth a bit. Recon dart does go out, does spot him. Glow now has to drop down, completely displaced.
It's a great recon dart. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, wasn't quite ready for that positioning, so catches him off guard, make sure that he cannot destroy it in time. Alt orb secured, suggests Showstopper online. As, yeah, Glow lurks back in below 2, catches Solo. A good little pickoff. Man, disadvantage now. Glow trying to run away from the rocket launcher. Cannot do so. Zest, play the back angle. Oh no! He turns to the side and plays it. Turns back around, finds Allow as the call comes through. A very near miss from him. That could have been very costly, but it seems like it's going to be fine. Stacks will get 2 on the back end. 2-2 now, tie it up. Vision Strikers rebounding here after that pistol round loss.
You can see Glow's even chuckling a little bit. They know. That was a little odd. It's really good set pick plays that you're going to see from the Vision Strikers, and the one I want to point out here is the one in mid. They've got a couple hanging around in there. They know somebody's at the bottom of tubes. So a flash is sent, a guiding light by Stacks, sent way back from the back to mid. So cute. And then Glow is right there, underneath the tubes to get the easy kill off that flash.
If you needed any indication that he's not wall hacking, there it is. Just doesn't spot him. Great timing there. 2-2 tied up. There's a little bit of utility to scout over here towards the B side. King already finding Solo, getting the better of him as he tried to lurk his way in underneath the tube. It looks like Glow is going to be lobbing through that paranoia. The drone will come around the side, spots one up top, doesn't get vision of the rest of the team.
Allows on the Blade Storm. There is the Raze hanging out over there. RB pushing a little bit forward. Glow gonna go to teleport behind Yellow. Perry's kind of aware of it. Perry heard it, and I think he knows pretty darn well that Glow's back there.
Yeah, it seems like he got the read that this is going to be the positioning. As a fellow Omen connoisseur says, I know what's going on here. Allow creeping forward, making his way through mid. Hawk goes out to try to get the blind on him. Will do so, and that should give some information to Stacks. Says, yeah, somebody is going to be in mid at the moment. Like they're going to be hitting through or under tube. It's going to be the former. Glow taken out. Zest falls. King manages to find one off screen. Zalao pushes up, manages to find Stacks. Suddenly, it's a 2v3. Knives go flying, but King manages to find the kill as he eats that shock dart. Falls in the hands of Perry as RB makes his way around from behind. Paint Shells goes out to clear the angle, pushes the corner, and he gets the flick over to the side. Great little transfer onto Lakia. That is going to be everybody cleaned up, and now the spike will be defused. Vision Strikers taking the lead.
Yeah, I mean, RB's so smart. He knows with that Paint Shells that he's able to come around the corner. The Omen Perry has to go over to the side, and he's right there. And then, like you mentioned, that flick is incredibly good. NUTURN's actually in a pretty good position to punish RB. You know, as he comes around the corner, they're just not able to get the shots off in time, and RB just too fast, too good.
Beautifully done. Now Vision Strikers, pretty much for the first time now with a lead so far here between these first two maps. It was a solid start for NUTURN, getting a lot of kills on the board, but King picks up 3, and this is just, oh man.
That's nasty.
Nasty.
Oh.
Taking a look, RB getting a little saucy, gets the blast packs forward.
A lot of ults online for Vision Strikers, but the Hunter's Fury available for Lakia. Some long-range shots with the Sheriff being attempted, but the Vandal gonna win that duel, as it often does.
Yeah, and I mean, normally this is one of those situations where you're so used to playing without a Sage that you call out like, oh, he's one shot, but there's this guy. So RB is just gonna be back to full HP now, just armorless. King finds another one, taking down his counterpart, Killjoy, as RB creeps around the side. Hawk up over the top. Is he ready for the peek? RB trying to line it up, gets the headshot here on the Lakia, but now the double peek there does come through. They manage to take him out, but not without suffering some damage. Allow falling down to half, as Perry will get this spike planted.
I don't think they have any clue Stacks is in this back corner.
Oh, no, I do not think so either. He saw the paranoia fly, knows that he's just going to be chilling out inside of the dark cover for the most part.
It might not matter.
Sentry goes up. Yep, okay. Stacks drops down, gets him just through the corner. There is the defuse, and there's 4-2. Vision Strikers looking relentless here. After those first 2 rounds dropped, now win 4 straight.
It's an eco round. It's a tough one for NUTURN, no doubt about it. I mean, you're trying to ego peek a Vandal with a Sheriff. You can win that. I mean, you know, these players talk about this where a lot of them practice with just the Sheriff. you know, in the practice range and just, you know, get good with it. And because, you know, if you get good enough with it, yeah, it's just as good as, you know, a Phantom, you know, at the headshot or whatever, or even better actually. But you know, it's just as good as a lot of guns with those headshots. So if you get them going, if you can get it locked in and win some of those long range duels like that, that is huge. I mean, that will open up a ton of space, get you a ton of money, you know, because you could take the guns out of the hands of your opponents, things like that. A lot of ults available for Vision Strikers still. They didn't have to use a single one.
Oh, RB again, jumping forward, spots one. Takes a little bit of damage. Picks back a few. Hunter's Fury out, RB very low, pulls back. There's the healing. This is what allows him, you know, this really enables RB to play aggressively over on the A site. As long as he doesn't die, he's going to constantly be able to get topped up by stacks.
Yeah, that's really scary. Keeping RB alive, it's a big part of what makes Vision Strikers successful, and if he's going, anything is possible. I mean, we've seen it before. Him and Stacks in particular can just take over a round by themselves. So you got to keep those superstars alive, and with Stacks having the healing there, that means they're going to be working together, just like they would if it's Breach and Jet.
Yeah.
These two are an extremely talented duo.
Creeping forward, Spike still dropped out of a main. Looks like it's just going to be Solo, living up to his name, playing alone over on this side of the map while the Spike gets slowly crept over through mid. And that will be the trackers coming through up over the top, looking for the Killjoy. He will destroy it. Now they know that there's going to be one over here at A main, but the other trackers start making their way to B, and that should be enough to tell them that this is going to be the intended Spike plant spot. Teleport comes in, Glow just pushes up straight through into the smoke, takes down Perry. Now Zest finds two, Allow and Lakia both getting dropped. Solo going to have to try to make his way over here towards the site as the lockdown is thrown in, and there's nothing that he can do. It guarantees the defuse, and Vision Strikers now move up +3 on the round score.
Yeah, and bonk, NUTURN goes to lockdown jail. And, you know, it's just, it's a tough one for them to recover there. It's just, they're so smart, and then you go into that smoke, and it doesn't fool Glow at all. It just does not. Perry tries to do something a little cheeky there, just is not fooling anybody. And they're so good on these retakes. And I like what NUTURN does here. They know that Solo got spotted by the Seeker, so they think that's a good opportunity to push. They get in there, they go hard, but they just fall apart pretty quick. Vision Strikers is just very, very disciplined over on that side. A couple ults going to be used there by Vision Strikers, but still a lot in the bag.
Yeah, just a little smattering of spray through that cloud burst. Won't be able to get a hit, but oh man, Lakia is so very low. 3 HP for him. Kind of surprised it's just open things with the Hunter's Fury, but it does pay off quite well. Doesn't lead to the kill, but helps soften him up. But given that Solo is just one away from having the lockdown available, I thought maybe Zest was going to be holding on to that ult for a little bit longer. Solo creeping up into tube. Zest now pushing forward. Knows that there's going to be one there, and he is ready for it. Go ahead and take off the enemy Killjoy's head. Lau playing the corner, spots one, but RB spots him just a little bit sooner with that gun barrel sticking out around the corner. Lines up the headshot, another kill for him with the Vandal. 4v3 as Vision Strikers look to continue their dominance here on Icebox.
Yeah, Perry's gotten into a nice little spot behind that box, seeing if he can catch Glow lurking, as we know Glow likes to do. But Glow hasn't done a lot of that yet. They might be sensing that, you know, Glow might be getting a little impatient. There were some pings coming towards A for NUTURN. They were really thinking about trying to push through there, but never really able to get it done. Yeah, Perry's going to get up on top of there.
Okay, King sat up here in mid. Should have heard that short little burst of running that Lakia did. And can he get the cut off? Nope, doesn't respond in time. So Jess will manage to catch him off guard. So now, that'll be the open up here. Got the call on the exit from A main. They know that this is going to be a push over towards B. Popped up over the top. What? What? Okay. Lakia is dead. That's a great dart. I would like a replay again, please. As the spike will get planted. It's going to be RB in a 1v2. And he's going to be pulling way... So, yeah, just wants to make sure that nothing happens.
That dart?
I don't know.
What in the world? We saw the first one hit the top of the box.
I'm reeling from that I just kind of missed everything else that happened at the end of the round, including that Vision Strikers took it. Like the spike was getting planted for NUTURN just to try to get that extra little bit of cash, but the dart was just... I don't, you know.
Well, all right. It's 6 in a row for the Vision Strikers.
It had to have been one layered in, and then the other one was bouncing.
It had to be the second one, yeah.
So
yeah.
he bouncing off the top, so.
That could be.
I would still love to see the replay, but I was still so caught off guard that I just completely, my mind blanked for the rest of that. But here we go, 6-2.
I don't think anyone was ready for that. That was absolutely wild. Trailblazer down the middle, doesn't see anything. Getting up into the nest is Suggest. Everybody else just waiting. You do have a lockdown now.
Oh, Glow. Sees him right as that dark cover expires. He's a couple shots through. Drops down. Paranoia rolls up the top. Does not hit Glow. He'll drop back here into the dark cover. RB dead over at a main. Now that just leaves Stax all on his lonesome to try to hold down the site. And the spike is starting to get moved forward to the other two members here from the side of NUTURN. He makes his way down into the back. Hawk shot out through mid.
You can see getting RB down opens up a lot of space, gives NUTURN a bit more confidence to push through. Glow and parry.
Oh, he doesn't have his gun drawn out. He's looking the wrong way. Poor timing there for parry, but the spike's still going to be planted all the same. Nano Swarm lob down here onto the corner. 4v4 for the attempted retake. Lockdown available, drawn out. Solo just waiting to slap it on the ground. Will do so.
Yeah, that just buys a lot more time. There's not much that Vision Strikers can really do about it. No Hunter's Fury available.
This kind of funnels them all into one location as well. You can see they're coming in through the back, up onto the rafters.
Yeah.
Lakia scouting out of main. Does not see Glow, who's hugging around the side, but oh, great peak timing. Solo will fall. Now they make their way in. Bomb getting tapped. They have to be worried about this crossfire. Glow will find a third. Zest does get eliminated, but there's a cleanup as Glow will get a fourth kill. The defuse will come in, and Vision Strikers continue the win streak, 7-2.
Well, that lockdown just a bit too early. I think there maybe, I don't want to say a panic, but NUTURN figured they can hold on that extra second and a half that they needed to get the spike after the lockdown finished, and they weren't able to. It's just, I mean, Vision Strikers is just so good on this map. They just know all their angles so well. You know, Glow is in the back, just wreaking havoc. Solo had no idea he was there.
Yeah, I honestly, I fully put that up to Glow and his positioning there.
Yeah.
Opted to go for the far door on the right side from the attacker's perspective and just hide right in that door frame so they couldn't see his gun sticking out. They can't see him from the back, so when they push out, they look out of a main with the drone. They're not going to see anything. It was such an unexpected angle, so really great stuff from Glow. Seals the deal on it for them. Allow taking a little bit of damage with his forward positioning there from RB. Great. Hawk comes through, blinds them so he can exit safely. Throws down the boom bot as well.
RB's been sitting on a showstopper for quite some time. Allow with his Blade Storm. Suggest trying to inch up here, get towards the middle area. Get towards the top of this, and we'll see. Solo hanging out in mid. He's going to have to shoot this Trailblazer.
Yep. They don't go for the instant peek on him. He's still wary about somebody being located here. Sees that the alarm bot will get cleared from mid, so King can still push his angle, but now Allow manages to find one. RB does fall. They get Solo in the end. Taking him out of the mid, the spike starts getting planted over on the A site. Man advantage here for NUTURN. Can they stop the bleeding? Stax the rafters here, back site. Looking for a target. Paranoia not going to connect, but Suggest is there to counter push. Does manage to finish him off. Now 2v4, Glow out of it. All comes down to King, who will get knifed. 3 rounds now here for NUTURN with 2 more to go in the half. Let's see how many more they can put on the board, because 5-7, not going to be too terrible for them.
Well, the bleeding finally stops for NUTURN after 7 in a row for Vision Strikers. Just crazy good defense from these guys, as you would expect. And it's a really good follow-up by Suggest off of some good plays by Parry. You can see good job by Allow using that Blade Storm, not whiffing on right clicks. This time around, we've seen a bit too much of that, I feel like. And let's see, are they going to try this mid push? There's nobody watching mid right now for Vision Strikers.
They're not, but you do have Glow with an Odin over at green. The Hawk shot just come through. That forces the tailwind away for Allow. So now is going to be down that utility.
Yeah, RB as the operator as well.
Spotted over towards B, so Glow has pulled back over towards Orange. So we still have 4 members from NUTURN continuing to press forward here. Op shot not going to connect. RB relocating, gets himself on top of the rafters for the re-peek. isn't going to be able to see anything yet. The Trailblazer doesn't get a spot, as far as I could tell.
So far, NUTURN's done a nice job obscuring where they are, but that's a pretty good guiding light that's going to reveal their location.
Recon dart out. Another gliding light comes through, blinds him with the Paranoia hit, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Suggest, however, finds RB, the operator, out of their hands. He follows up for a second kill, getting stacks. Now it's 2v4 yet again. The advantage there for NUTURN on this defense. King coming in from the back site. Just looking, but nobody from NUTURN really moving a muscle. Everybody just playing back, holding hard angles, and this is not exactly the situation that you want to have the Odin in.
What do you mean? All situations are good situations for the
Odin.
Odin.
Yeah, operator recovery. King Glow starting to creep back. Okay, maybe he's going to prove me wrong, but there you go. The push out comes through. King, can he get the operator locked in? Does manage to find one. Double peek comes in, however, Solo will manage to take him out, making it fairly costly.
Nobody wants the operator, I guess.
Yeah, not for the attacking side. It would seem just want to keep that out of the hands of Vision Strikers. But 4-7, like I said, 5-7. Not a bad scoreline for NUTURN to get ready to go into the next half. So we'll see if they can close this one out or if Vision Strikers will be able to stop their momentum.
Yeah, the only weird thing going on here is Zest doesn't have enough money for a Vandal or a Phantom, so it's going to be the Bulldog for him. There still is the Odin for Glow, though. I guess that nothing changing over there.
Holding on to it. Picks it up yet again.
It's a good gun.
He didn't get to utilize it over at B like he kind of, was intending to.
It's very popular here in Korea.
Well, allows us, screw it. I can just buy my own operator, I guess. So we'll be using it here. But last round doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's last round. I guess it doesn't. You don't need
spend
to pick
all
it
your
up.
cash.
Yeah. I guess that's why you don't pick it up. You can just buy it anyway. It doesn't matter.
This is such a disengaged start here for NUTURN. Two hovering outside the lobby, but wow, oh man, scopes in, finds RB. And that completely blows open the A site. Stack's currently the only one sitting there. Mid's still going to be held down for the moment by Zest. As Glow tries to get this crossfire, but the A site, this could be a plant for free. They will get the knowledge that there's one at least moving forward towards A. Drone to clear, Trailblazer will spot one. Suggest jumps himself into the back. Gets set up on top of the box as Glow with that Odin will take out Solo. And in all likelihood, yeah, does switch over to the Vandal. Stack's pushing forward, out-trade Suggest. A rare whiff from him. Can't heal himself, will just go ahead, throw down the Seekers. Up top, Glow with the teleport, manages to find one, will get traded back by Lakia. As King pushes the corner, getting rid of Allow. Push in, yeah, Lakia does manage to find one, but that's a cleanup onto NUTURN. That is Vision Strikers. Gonna be able to shut this down 8-4 in the half. They still maintain the lead. 5 more rounds to go for Vision Strikers to push us to Ascent.
I really liked Suggest's position there to set up to get ready for that retake. He gets on top of that box. He throws the boom bot out to cover the left-hand side door. The top door, he knows that somebody's gonna be up there and he's ready for it. Just Stacks just outshoots him there. Just gets a really nice peek around the corner, gets the trade. But it's a nice positioning that he sets up for, but again, Vision Strikers, they're so well-timed, they're so well-practiced, they can just beat you even when you get a chance to have a good setup. But on the defender side of Icebox, 8-4 for them. Man, just really solid stuff. 7 rounds in a row, and you can see why they definitely wanted to pick Sky here on this map, because Stacks is a real nuisance on A. Anytime that NUTURN tries to get a push going, Stacks is always very aware of it, whether it be through those Trailblazers or those guiding lights. He knows what's going on, and he can relay that information to his team, and they can make good decisions on when and how to make their retakes off of that.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, every time we get his POV and he's throwing those Hawks out, you can see just, he's got it memorized exactly what motions to do to curve those Hawks out around the corner so he can stay safe at the back of the A site, but still gets the hits, the blinds out onto the A lobby. So extremely well practiced here is Stacks. And it's been a good look overall for him on the Sky, especially here on the second map of Icebox. And the question becomes, do we continue to see this if we do move forward onto Ascent, which is looking increasingly likely?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like this is just the agent lineup that Vision Strikers is going to run with today. I mean, they've done it on 2 maps, 2 very different maps. I wouldn't be too surprised if that's just how they go with it. I mean, they don't feel like they need... So why they don't need a jet? Yeah, you are losing out on some of those smokes and, of course, the tailwind and the updraft and those kind of things. But what you're gaining instead is a lot of information so you don't have to risk a life to make a move. You're trying to get all the information to get that entry clean instead of having to throw some smokes and, yeet a jet into a site and hope for the best.
Drone forward, not going to spot anything. Glow off screen, taking quite a bit of damage here, down to 53. Can obviously get healed by Stacks if he were to pull back. Stacks, in the meantime, is rotating the spike over towards the B site.
They get a pretty nice turret position in mid as well, do Vision Strikers. So they have a really nice angle to see any flankers that are going to come in for NUTURN. And Lakia not going to get anything out of that Owl drone, really.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he was able to even spot the feet there.
Here's the alarm bot, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at Lakia. He's pulling all the way back over towards mid right now. Zest lining up with his recon bolt as the dark cover goes out to block off Snowman. Trailblazer moving forward. Obviously can't check the upper part of the site, so they may not know that Solo is situated there for the moment. Should be able to spot him. Yep, see his arm poking through. The spike will get planted here. And what has basically become default. Lakia gets rid of Zest. Sentry goes up. RB just spraying through, making sure that nobody's going to be on that spike yet.
Good smokes here by NUTURN to really cover Yellow off. And some good nano swarm as well to counter it. Lakia get a fake.
They get the tap. Oh, man. Blind through the smoke. Finds RB. Knew that he's going to be playing on that corner. Stacks up top. Does manage to line up one. 3v2. Things not looking great for NUTURN. Would be the first pistol round that they're not been able to win. Solo cleans up one. Presses through the smoke. That'll be the finish. As Vision Strikers do take a pistol round. Now moving up 9-4.
Hey! They did it! It's a very good push. Very good timing. Very good patience on everything. And they have a great setup there for the defense. And even though NUTURN does a really good job on their retake, they are also very patient. They have all 5 up. Try to push through. Good smokes to block off Yellow. But again, the nano swarm is there from the killjoy. That's a big deal. Having that nano swarm to cover that spike. Really, really nicely done. That did so much damage to Lakia.
Yeah.
I mean, he was at like 4 health after it or something like that. I mean, it just made it so difficult to get any kind of real attempt done on the spike defusal. Let's see. Kind of messing around with a little bit, but Suggest has gotten all the way up over. Oh my goodness.
He's playing it patiently too. He didn't go for the shot. Just making the calls. I found them. Will manage to find RB, but he gets a little bit of revenge from the grave. The martyrdom there as the nade connects. Now everybody going to be rerouting, relocating over towards the beach site, which has been left open. And with that 1-for-1, it's going to be a disadvantage on the retake here for the side of NUTURN. We're just now starting to collapse. Spike still not being planted, however, gives them a bit more time to try and catch up.
This should be a really good retake attempt. A lot of different angles that they can come from.
I mean, everybody from the side of Vision Strikers is just going to be playing back towards yellow and green. Deep lurk behind from Suggest as he tries to inch his way forward. There is that alarm bot to give a bit of a reveal, whether it catches him, which looks like he does manage to destroy it. So now they know that there's going to be at least one coming from behind. Glow holding down that angle as best as he can. Zest out of utility. Lakia now falling. Stacks with his Bulldog, managing to find 2. Doing Artosis proud. One last member remaining. It's Perry behind the box. No hope of getting to the defuse. Just wants to try to hold out, not die to the members of Vision Strikers, but he will in the end. King will manage to strike him down. Cannot get out to safety, however. So that's quite all right, because they didn't have too much invested.
No, it's totally fine. You'd rather, but if you can't, that's not the end of the world. Again, Vision Striker's so smart, so patient. Even though Suggest gets over to Belt, like, super fast, it doesn't really cause too much of a problem for the Vision Strikers. Yeah, they lose 1 over at A, but they get back over to B side pretty quickly, leave that alarm bot in the back. That's so smart, knowing full well that, you know, maybe Suggest is probably going to come from that direction. So they've got an alarm bot right there to make sure that they have all that information, even though it's a great, again, I liked the setup for NUTURN on the retake attempt, but of course it's going to be difficult when you're on the eco. You got that Bulldog and you got Stacks on the back of Yellow. He's nuts.
Well, being over to the side there, does clear the sentry out of mid. RB lunging forward, gets on top of green, lets the Boombot go out the left side. We'll just go ahead and exit. Seems like the call is going to be made to go over towards A, as the Seekers will be let loose. Solo clearing one up here in Nest. Oh man, they go for the check. Zest jumps up, gets his head taken off. Great little shot there from Solo, but now just playing around on the rope. Stacks will manage to finish him off. Tailwind out from Malau has to get himself into the back of sight. Try and play safely. Hawk goes forward, looking for the blind. King pushes the corner, but there's two there. One above, one below. And that's a very difficult transfer spray if you can even get one of them. Next finding one, Allow. Spotting RB. Time running lower and lower, but Stacks pushes the corner, manages to find 4 in the round thus far. There's still one more left to go. Perry making his entry over towards A main. Stacks, do we see an ace? He's got the angle held, has the timing wrong though. Looks away just at the perfect moment for Perry to strike, ending the kill streak, but he hears the rope, does glow. He's made his way in behind. Needs to check back on the other side.
I don't know what you're going to do when Stacks just gets on fire like that, starts just taking people down, especially when he's going up and down that rope and gets a kill from there. He's going to tap his Perry on the defuse. Glow from long range, going to spray some shots in, and Perry's kind of dancing around this, knowing somebody's going to try to push into him. Time's running out. And this is going to be the round for the Vision Strikers. Do they finish it? Yes, RB will get Perry. Down goes NUTURN, and again, it's so hard when Stacks is on fire like that. I mean, even though they do a good job setting up top and bottom, and again, they're even able to withstand that flash, they still get the kill around the corner, but Stacks is just better there. He's just all over the place, nailing his shots. The guy is just crazy good, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. He has so much confidence.
Yeah, just dancing up and down on the rope. Really nicely done. I mean, Perry, not much really to be done in that situation. The Bulldog hold from that angle, he's just not going to be able to get the defuse. It seems like he wanted to just try to bait. Oh, man. Okay.
And also because of the money, that loss is a pretty big deal for
it is.
NUTURN.
You can see the gun's not looking too hot here. Solo getting dropped down quite low. This pullback comes through. Does manage to exit here. As the drone goes forward, gets the tap. On to Glow. Forever revealed.
Poor Seth's just stuck. He just couldn't. I mean, he could not pull it out of himself. Fortunately, he had good cover from his teammates and is able to get out of there with his life. Didn't even take any damage.
Yep, is going to be fine. Again, execution here onto the A site, getting ready to come through. That dart not going to get the spot onto Allow, but it doesn't matter. They go ahead and get vision of him, and they rip him to pieces. Just a little bit of HP remaining for him. So RB just takes some pot shots to the smoke. Glow will manage to find Lakia. A second kill on the round here for the Omen player. Up top, RB manages to flick to the side. That's the cleanup. And here we go, just one round away. Vision Strikers absolutely, utterly dominant on Icebox, much like we had anticipated, but maybe even more so. This is getting ready to be 13-4.
This is more brutal than I expected. I mean, with NUTURN letting Icebox go through, I don't mean to be rude, but I thought they were a little more prepared for it than this.
Well, they still do have that potential ace in the hole coming up of Ascent.
Sure, of course.
For them, for NUTURN, maybe this is let's get Haven, we can win there, and if we do,
let's just get
we probably end up going to Ascent, and then from there we can look to close the series. That honestly could be the game plan for NUTURN. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, Vision Strikers are in firm control, and it would take one hell of a run for NUTURN, 8 rounds in a row just to take us into overtime.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that happening. These guys, Solo, gonna get stunned up for a second there. Glow pokes back around, but gonna head back into tubes. Perry doing some covers out and those kind of things. Solo Just watching the tube corner, just seeing if anybody's going to come down it, see if he can catch. But Glow actually already outside of it. So a little bit late on that one is Solo, not able to take advantage of Glow coming out of there.
This one being played a lot more patiently. Vision Strikers wanting to close out the map right here, right now. They are well aware the number of guns in the hands of NUTURN. Just gets spotted, lets his own boom bot go loose, finishes off RBs. Continue to creep forward, blast pack to get him up on top of green. Checking out around yellow, drops down, and right as Suggest would have been able to see him, King manages to find a kill. RB now pressing forward, Glow on the flank, pushes out a window there at Kitchen, manages to find a kill. Displacing and removing Lakia. Now Solo is gone, and this is the beginning of the end for NUTURN on Icebox. They clear the site. Spike has been planted, and it's just 2 members left. Perry pushes the corner, can now out-trade Glow, finishes him off even with that Bulldog, and it's just Allow all on his lonesome. Gets spotted as King wraps around from behind. 13-4, absolutely, utterly dominant. They end it with a flawless round, and Vision Strikers will be taking us to a map number 3.
I mean, it's 2 rounds for NUTURN. They win the pistol, they win the anti-eco, and then it's 7 Vision Strikers. Then they get 2 back, and then it's 6 more. It's just brutally dominant by Vision Strikers. And okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. For NUTURN, I feel like no matter what, yeah, Vision Strikers is gonna put you on a map where they're strong, whether it be Split or Icebox. Those are their 2 best maps, and I think I'm pretty comfortable with saying that. But I think I'd rather take them onto Split, where maybe it's a little closer, maybe it's going to be a little bit more of an opportunity. But then again, you know, NUTURN could have been scrimming very well on Icebox. They could have felt very confident coming into this. Just Vision Strikers has really gotten a lockdown in this map, and they continue their undefeated streak. No one's taken them down on it yet.
I mean, yeah, if you're kind of stuck between Icebox or Split for Vision Strikers, it's very much a catch-22 scenario. 100% win rate for Vision Strikers on Split. So.
And they're winning 70% of their rounds on their worst side.
Yeah. Look at this though. A 2.9 KD for Glow. That just shows you how very not close this was. Everybody from the side of Vision Strikers looking phenomenal. Only Suggest was able to break a 1.0. It just beautiful play here overall from the side of Vision Strikers. 2.6 even for King.
I mean, Glow made be just untenable on offense for NUTURN. They just couldn't get through it. He's so smart. He's great around the corners. He really knows how to play that green game very well. Really keep his opponents kind of off balance, working side to side. They never know really where he's at. I mean, he caught Perry out completely flat-footed that one time. I mean, anytime that happens to a pro player, that means the other player is doing something so, smart, so unusual that it's just really interesting play to see from Vision Strikers and him.
Well, they've been changing things up for us here so far, showing us the sky, showing us the jetless compositions. Let's see if that carries forward as we get ready to go into our final map of our first set. Ascent is coming up in just a bit. We'll see if Vision Strikers finally do fall, or if they can take it 2-1 over NUTURN. Do not go anywhere. We are back in just a few minutes.
run like I don't got in the state. Yeah, run it up. Yeah. Went from MIA to LA on the run like I don't got in the state. Yeah. I went from LA to the A on the run, you can tell where I stay. Yeah. Counting all this paper, I chase no sleep, call me jet lag, baby. Yeah. Counting all this paper, I chase no sleep, call me jet lag, baby. Been 1,020, spent 100 hundreds. Money come and gone, let's get straight to it. Been a businessman, it's bigger than music. I was on a new building with like 8 units. What's for sale, I might buy it all. Don't wanna put in work, now you just wanna ball. Got Louis bags with no money in them.
From behind, Paint Shells goes out to clear the angle, pushes the corner, and he gets the flick over to the side. Sentry goes up, Stacks drops down, gets him just through the corner. He was hugging around the side, but oh, great peak timing, Solo. Dart out, another gliding light comes through, blinds him with the Paranoia hit, so it's gonna be a 1-for-1 exchange. Suggests, however, finds RB, the op. Hovering outside the lobby, but wow, oh man, scopes it.
Block, you're gonna fake.
They get the tap, oh man, flying through the smoke, finds RB, knew that he's gonna be playing on that corner. Stacks up top, around there, not been able to win. Lock it, now falling Stack here in Nest. Oh man, they go for the check. Zest jumps up, gets his head taken off. Great little shot there from Solo, but now just playing around on
to be the round for the Vision Strikers. Do they finish it? Yes, RB.
On the round here for the Omen player. Up top, RB manages to push to the side. RB now pressing forward, Glow. And it's just 2 members left. Perry pushes the corner, can now out-trade Glow. Finishes him off even with that Bulldog. And it's just Allow all on his lonesome. Gets spotted as King wraps around from behind. 13-4, absolutely, utterly dominant. They end it with a flawless round. And alrighty, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into map number 3 this series, going the distance. NUTURN on the precipice of being able to be the first team to take down the Vision Strikers, and it all falls on Ascent. The last time these guys clashed, very close. The time before that, it did end on Ascent in a best of 3 for the qualifiers in week 1, and we got to see overtime.
Yeah, absolutely, and also when they drew during a best of 2, it was Ascent that NUTURN was able to best Vision Strikers on 13-10. It was a very close map, as it seems to be a lot of times between these two teams. They're both so darn good. So, you know, what is going to be the change up here? Is Vision Strikers just going to continue with this lineup, with this jetless lineup with Sky, Omen, Killjoy, Sova, Raze? It was very effective on Icebox, although I don't know, I think you could kind of throw just about any agent lineup into the hands of Vision Strikers on Icebox and they might beat you.
That's very possible.
They look very good right now.
I'd love to see maybe a show match where, you know, the opponent gets to pick their best.
Pick your agents.
Yeah, just play against like a random team of like some of the top players in Korea off the ladder and then have them pick Vision Strikers lineup. But, you know, it all comes down to this. What a way to end the first series of the day. The first series of Masters Korea. It's already a banger.
Yes. God, that Haven was so good. So this I expect to be very close. The last time NUTURN played against Vision Strikers on Ascent, their lineup was basically the same as you just saw on Icebox, except Suggest played Breach instead of Raze. That was the only thing that was different. It was Locky on Sova, Allow on Jet, Perry on Omen, Solo on Killjoy. Is that going to be the same lineup here for NUTURN? Is this just Vision Strikers lineup as well are the 2 big questions I have going into this. It's effective for Vision Strikers, and I like the idea. You don't have a lot of mobility, and as great as of a player as RB is, his Raze isn't at that same movement level. I mean, he's just such a good shooter. It doesn't matter where he is or what he's doing, but he doesn't have that ability to use those blast packs to really catapult himself into advantageous positions or to get out of bad positions, as well as some of the other Razes we've seen here in Korea.
Well, what a way for this whole thing to end. NUTURN, how close can they get this time? Can they go all the way and deliver the first best of match loss to Vision Strikers? Pressure certainly is mounting here for this squad. As I mentioned, the longer you stay on top, the more that pressure builds up. Stacks himself in the interview in the Trash Talk segment at the beginning of the broadcast saying, I think it's time for us to lose. They know that it's going to happen inevitably. But
it is a matter of time, yes.
Well, let's see if today is the day or if it's going to be a little bit further down the pipeline. NUTURN, they would love for it to be today. But agent selection up on your screen. RB again showing us the raise. Stacks again locking in that sky instantly, and it seems like Vision Strikers may just play 3 straight maps without RB on Jet, and it will be the case.
Yep, they're locking it in. It looks like it is going to be the exact same lineup. I mean, Stacks already locked in Sky. RB's already locked in Raze, so no doubt about it. And it looks like NUTURN is going to rock the exact same lineup the last time they defeated Vision Strikers on Ascent. It is going to be switching over to Breach, so he's played Raze the first 2 games, and now you get to see his Breach. He's a great Raze player, fantastic Raze player, in fact, but Suggest a very, very solid Breach player as well. And it is a little bit, I mean this with the utmost admiration for Stacks. I want to see him play Breach because he's so good at Breach. I mean, he's fantastic here on Sky. He's providing a lot of utility to his team. But it is a completely different look that we're seeing out of. I mean, really, this is a very different Vision Strikers. The set plays aren't quite the same. There isn't. Honestly, I don't feel like there's quite the same fluidity we're seeing out of Stacks and RB, for example, with their ability to kind of play off each other, to use those tailwinds off of the flashes of the Breach to get into good spots. But they're still playing quite well. Don't get me wrong. These guys are still darn good. For NUTURN now, yep, they are going to lock in that lineup with Solo getting the Killjoy in. So it's going to be quite fascinating.
Killjoy as well here for King. Not going to be seeing the Cypher, at least in the first series. A very close haven, a very one-sided icebox, but now it comes down to Ascent. This has been such a battlefield for both of these squads. The 2 previous times that they have faced off, but the pressure's never been higher than this. This is Masters. You want those circuit points. You want to stay in that winner's bracket and make your way into the grand final. Let's see who is going to be taking one step forward, who's going to get knocked down a peg. Vision Strikers versus NUTURN, map number 3 to settle the score. Let's go ahead and jump straight onto Ascent.
So coming into this map, the difference in their agent lineups is Raze for Vision Strikers, Breach for NUTURN. That's going to be the difference. So what does that mean? It means that there is, and Sky as well, excuse me. Sky is in there as well for Vision Strikers. So you're trading a little bit of, you know, you still have flashes kind of the same on both sides. Okay. Whoa!
Seems like our UI might need a little bit of an update, but that's fine. We'll bring you the action all the same. RB finds an opening shot there onto Allow. Great little start for them here on the defense. Vision Strikers, if they can get the pistol round, would be absolutely huge for them. Get things refreshed and jump back in with the UI so you guys can get a greater picture for what's happening. Pushing forward now here onto the B site. Zest is lurking up, trying to get a cutoff here onto the rest of the team. He's going to wrap around, but does he get struck from behind? Has to be careful. Manages to spot one, turns back around. Parry gets the headshot, but not before taking quite a bit of damage. Moved up, Nanoswarm just going to be thrown down here around the corners. A couple shots come flying through the wall, looking to get a lucky pick. Doesn't manage to happen. Drone eliminated. Glow watching the back. They know how many have made it through, but there you go. Suggest manages to find one. Glow pushing up on top of him. By the look of it, but Suggest will come out on top. Finding the kill. Solo gets the headshot here onto RB. There is the cleanup. And that will be the first round. So NUTURN again coming out with a strong pistol.
Yeah, I mean, Suggest coming all the way back into B main through B lobby. Huge, huge move by him. That just basically secures the win. It was going to be pretty difficult for Vision Strikers no matter what, but him being there makes a great crossfire potential available. I mean, he didn't even have to get into that crossfire position, going to the door of B main into the site. He just does it from inside of there. But again, so a little bit of the agent lineup differences. I mean, again, with Raze, you have a lot more ability to control tighter spaces, whether that be A lobby or B main. And you can see here A lobby, but doesn't matter if you die. Allow's going to get that good flash around the corner, but that sends Allow with that tailwind right back.
Yeah, just a little bit too late from that one. Zest pushing forward into B main, does manage to find one, taking down Solo. He'll get word that Parry is going to be over on this side of the map as well, as those frenzy shots did fly through. 1 for 1 thus far. Door now getting shut over here at A. Spike going to be on a long rotation, and this could get spotted. It does. Zest trying to displace it. Cannot quite make it happen, though, as Allow jumps up here into heaven. And it all comes down to Glow lurking in the smoke. Fault line connects. Allow really not getting the read that he is in here, but Glow might not have gotten the read that this Jet has made it in behind him and is now in window. See, he is looking the wrong way. Manages to take down 1 additional before Allow will get him from behind. 3 kills for Allow on the round as the spike gets planted. And we roll over now into round 3.
Yep, they're able to get that money. A very good start once again, as the Vision Strikers continue to struggle on their pistol rounds in the anti-eco. Solidly done by NUTURN here. Looking very good on that push, and taking that raise out right away. You don't even get a paint shell out of your hand. And that means you lose a lot of that control over that A lobby in this case, or A main. And so the whole thing is like the raise needs to be controlling those maids, just really buying a lot of time, keeping your opponent pinned in there, getting good value out of those paint shells. A big part of what you're going to need out of RB here on the defender's side, for sure. Killjoy's going to be setting up onto B, Alarmbot in mid for this round, kind of sensing that maybe now, as we get towards the rifling rounds of things, there might be more attention paid towards the mid area of the map.
All right, well, we do have a pause coming through, so we will take a little bit of a breather before we jump into that rifle round and see if Vision Strikers can turn things back on its head here in their favor. NUTURN, I mean, if they can take this rifle round and, offset the economic balance for Vision Strikers, put them in another situation where they have to try to force a thrifty victory, that is going to be so very good for them to kick things off here on this final map.
Particularly on the attacker side.
Yeah.
And even though here in Korea, it sometimes feel like Ascent is an attacker-heavy map, with these two good teams, I mean, definitely you want to really put your foot down on the defender side, particularly for Vision Strikers. You want to get off to a good start. You've got the side to do that, and you really don't. This is of course the map for both teams, but for Vision Strikers, again, that streak still intact for now. That could very well change. There's only 10 more rounds that need to be taken by NUTURN, or excuse me, 11 more rounds that need for that to happen, and we're just waiting. Technical pause, get it figured out here, and then we'll get back into the game as soon as we can, guys.
Yeah, and this is one of the best things about playing on LAN is that anytime there's some kind of issue like this, we immediately have tech support standing by. So you can try to get things taken care of rather quickly rather than have to, relay things from the players' team houses and whatnot. So if you are just joining us, let's go ahead and clear the air on a couple things. Yes, this is in fact on LAN. Yes, Korean production is POG. Yes, the music is fantastic. And no, they do not all have the same haircut. So we're just waiting to get into the game now. And it seems like the UI should be up and running, so maybe we can get back into the action here in just a moment.
Although a lot of them do like the Harry Potter glasses. To be fair, they're nice glasses.
Yeah, I was rocking them for a while.
Heck yeah.
Going for the little circular lenses.
They're stylish. They're stylish. I think you could do the horned rim glasses really well.
All right. Well, seems like we are going to be good, so clock will tick down, and we can go ahead and kick off this third round to see if Vision Strikers can put a win on the board. So a great start for NUTURN. Let's see if this is going to go the way of Haven or if Vision Strikers can turn things around like we saw them do over on Icebox. The Odin is out from Lakia on this attack. Should he decide to spray the wall, that could be King taken out. Recon Dart set up right there on the corner. Does not get the spot. He pulls back and gets himself out of line of sight just in time.
Yeah, it's a really good reaction there by King. That could have been punishing. Probably could have taken a pretty decent amount of damage from that had he not been able to get back behind the wall into the site fast enough. Instead, he does. But this is a really early Odin.
That it is. Well, drone finished off, suggests getting half blinded there by the Hawk, as RB just looks to hold the little angle here at A main. Full wrap around from the team, moving over towards A. Reinforcements starting to inch their way over as Zest is hovering back towards mid. Jump forward, RB going aggro, will get cut down. Stacks makes his way into Y. The question now becomes, will they clear this? They spot one out, the Omen over on A main. He'll eat the damage just to be able to continue to fake this position.
Yeah, that aftershock hurts, but he's still going to be able to hang there. That turret isn't looking at him. He's going to come around the corner and get one.
Manages to find one, gets a little bit of damage, but the Odin push will come through from Lakia, so Stacks not going to be able to have too much of an impact. Shock darts flying, looking to clear the site. Door now going to get shot. That's the shot there from Glow on the flank. Manages to find one. Then we'll start to break the door down, and King up on Heaven finds 3. That's the turnaround they were looking for. That's Vision Strikers on the board.
Huge, huge play there from King. My, oh my. Stacks really smart to just sit there and take that aftershock. Comes around. He had a good chance to get more than one. But it's King from Heaven. Just incredible with that Vandal. I mean, this is just nasty. Filthy shooting. 3 headshots. Woo!
Fantastically done from King. Setting him up, getting so many charges over towards his own lockdown. That's going to be a bit of a botch there from Solo. Not going to be able to find any value. RB spotting the shoulder of Suggest.
It's 2-1 Vision Strikers, by the way. Just, I'm keeping track. We're having a little bit of a technical issue up on top there, but
seems like everything else, the guns
everything else
updating
looks good.
are, oh yeah, seems like that's all functional.
Well, I really like it. I mean, again, I love the Trivial Pursuit alt counter. That's my favorite thing. That I really, really like, because that makes it's a really easy way to keep track.
Yeah. A lot more information universally available at any given time. Trailblazer gonna be cut down. Drone moving forward. RB kills that one off, moves back with the blast pack, just to dissuade anybody from advancing forward.
I like the stack into the A main cubby there, just in case anybody from Vision Strikers pushes out. Allow has a NUTURN have a really good opportunity to punish that.
Hawk out, gets the half blind on multiple members as RB creeps his way into the back of sight. Hasn't seen him on the cross, doesn't see that gun poke out over on the left side of main. Fault line through. Glow getting dazed here for the moment. Stacks will manage to find one before he gets traded out. RB, however, looking to equalize, is met by Suggest. Hugging back here now in Hell. They'll get the spot onto one. They take him out. Zest finding the kill. Suddenly it's just 2 left alive. Suggest, however, evening up the odds. RB will find the kill. The spike is dropped here on the A site, and Perry is all the way back over by B. Will just look to retain his weapon. But it will be Vision Strikers moving up again, now 2-2.
Yeah, this is, that's the end of it. Time ticks down, and it's Vision Strikers 2-2 indeed. So, looking really, really strong on that defense there. Just good crossfire setup for the Vision Strikers. You know, one man kind of falls, another one steps up into place. Keeping RB alive in Hell and having 2 up in Heaven makes it really, really difficult for NUTURN to get a good angle. I mean, you have to have just the craziest spray transfer of your life to do something about this. And so you kind of have to go try to trade one at a time, try to find the good angles to hit, you know, just one person in Heaven and try to minimize the exposure. But deep into the site is allowed.
Okay, does manage to find Zest. He cannot recover fast enough, but King is there for the back angle. Takes down Allow, follows up for a second onto Lakia. Now will get himself situated here in Boathouse. Recalls the alarm bot. As the Trailblazer will just go ahead, check forward into main, manages to spot Suggest. Perry currently lurking in that dark cover, has just got basically no HP left to his name. Does manage to press forward, takes out King, getting rid of one of the guns here from the side of Vision Strikers. But now has to defend 1v3 with 28 health remaining.
Yeah, for poor Perry, he's in a pickle. No ifs, ands, or buts, and he's got not a lot of health either. 28, no armor left. It's gonna be one heck of a finish if he can win this. You got 3 full health members, full armor members of Vision Strikers looming around the corner, just waiting for him to come out.
Slowly inching his way forward, does manage to get Stacks. Retreats back over, tries to go for the teleport, but RB sprays through the wall. Will be able to get the kill. Sure as hell would have been a fancy little feat there if Perry could have pulled it off, gotten that from the shadows, put himself over onto the A site and gotten the plant, but not to be. Vision Strikers go ahead, they get the cleanup. It's a little bit more costly than they would have liked in the round, but they have the lead.
And here goes the money, here goes the economic, you know, problems potentially.
Yeah. Also worth mentioning, you know, that's the ult gone, by the way.
Yeah, that too.
You know, the cancel on it doesn't have to channel in order for it to be burned, so that is the ult taken away from Perry. So.
And now NUTURN finds themselves in an awkward situation where they just spend a lot of money. And if they lose this round, likely to lose another after it because they'll have to go eco. So this one huge for them in this first half.
Allow making the call that there's somebody up on boiler. Not quite the case, as we do have the top down. So we know that that is clear. Glow now inches forward, gets himself here tucked into bench.
Rolling Thunder.
Comes down. Not quite sure how much information that garnered for them, but should have spotted out at least a few. They're looking for the corner check, sprays through, manages to find one. Zest not quite able to match. Was forced back. We'll just stay here in market for now. Cloudburst going to expire soon, has to toss down another. Spike is picked up, and it seems like A is going to be the likely little push here for them as the trackers get let loose.
Yeah, I love using the Seekers here. Really want to make sure you know what the heck NUTURN is doing.
Trackers.
Same thing.
Sometimes we mix them up. We only just recently started to see Sky, all right?
I knew what you meant.
I know.
You can use different words for the same thing.
Mostly talking to myself. Stacks. Great little headshot there. Does manage to find a Lao, but Lakia in position to go ahead, try to trade it back. And so is RP. Playing from Wine. Showstopper ready. Jumps forward, jumps across, looks for a little bit of additional vision. Spots one at the end, and the shot is going to be good. So he just does fall. Paint shells lobbed over to the side, where Solo is trying to inch his way through the door. Does manage to do so, fakes the plant, but knows that he is not going to be able to get this down in time. Just looking and playing for kills, looking to get some guns out of the hands of the Vision Strikers. Pushing the corner, that'll be the finish.
That's a really good spray by King. Pre-fires around that corner 2 times to make sure. It's really nicely done. You know, he knows where Solo is. They know where Solo is the whole time. That's why you're able to bounce those paint shells around the corner after you finish that guy out of hell. You know where the last one is for sure. Vision Strikers has a great read on it. It's a great Seeker's timing. It just, you don't know after that Cloudburst comes down into mid what exactly they're doing. So the Seekers let you know that they're thinking about A, you can get your defenses set up, and then RB's in a great spot, and everything just goes very, very well there for the Vision Strikers, and now it's eco o'clock.
Boombot spots that there's one out here. A main Hawk not going to get the blind onto allow. A couple of these follow-up paint shells, though, will manage to tap him down to 90. Gets rid of the majority of that shielding. He's playing forward, still on the corner, but RB is ready for it. Throws out a satchel just in case somebody else was going to be counter-pushing, but allow was playing solo. Those blast packs were used, so it was without that additional utility in case it comes up later on, but
yeah, and they throw a guiding light around the corner. Nobody home for that one. Nobody else from NUTURN was hanging out over in the A main area there, but now they're starting to push through mid. Finally, starting to see if they can force the issue here. But an alarm bot going to reveal that they're thinking about it. And look at this, they even shut the door on him, just trying to really pin him in here. Already trying to push through towards the tree area is Stacks, just in case somebody's coming out. Last two though. They're kind of in a really unusual spot now, our NUTURN.
Yeah, well, that's spotting them. Nice shot from Lakia. Does find one. RB back over at main. Gets rid of Perry. Saw him, yeah, right at that last second. Swarm out, 3 members strong now. With not much time remaining, Stacks comes in from mid, throws out the Hawk, sees that he's got the blind. Lakia falls. That spike down in mid. Suggest is left to his own devices here. As the jiggle peeking just comes out from RB, playing games with the enemy breach. Gets the headshot in the end for 3 kills on the round. Vision Strikers looking damn strong so far on this defense, as we might anticipate. 5-2.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Vision Strikers is so darn smart. The alarm bot is there so they can close the door. And then just, there's only 2 directions that you can go. If you're NUTURN, you have to either go towards attacker spawn or go back into the fountain. And what's really interesting about this is Stacks takes his time before he gets into boiler and gets a huge double at the end of it. I was kind of watching him to see if he come through. Great guiding light. There we go. You got me screwed up with the Bast pack.
If I can't say words properly, neither can you. We're in this together.
True. We're going down on this ship together.
We're either both really good or we're both trash at commentary. It's just how it works. After shock, clear the angle, not really going to displace anything. RB already comfortably back behind the brick stack.
Nice.
A little too much alliteration there.
I know, alliteration's the worst, dude.
Almost done with that one.
Well, The Owl Drone and the Trailblazer are going to trade spots, and looks like we're setting up potentially for a push into A. The blind being charged. There's some utility being thrown around short A, around the tree. There you go.
Blind's coming through. Hunter's Fury clearing out Heaven, checking there, but it's going to be 2 members getting dropped. Perry manages to find Glow, but that might be as good as it gets because now it's Perry all on his lonesome. Inching his way up through Boiler, now into Tree, gets one on a Stacks. RB gets the final, 6-2. 8 rounds gone, 4 more to go in the half. NUTURN need to stem the bleeding, and they need to do it ASAP.
They really, really do. This is just, they're having a tough time figuring out how to break this defense that Stacks and RB have set up. So now you're seeing a new wrinkle in the Vision Striker setup with RB and Stacks changing their agents to Sky and Raze.
12-4-0 right now is RB.
It's brutal. He's just going insane. And he's so difficult to displace over on the A side. I mean, again, you have a lot of utility. You've seen it there where he has good paint shells, good use of his blast packs to buy some time. The boom bot's always going to let you know what's going on. He's going to know something's going on in here, and the flash is around the corner, but the smokes are kind of keeping everything at bay, and now he has to back up.
Thought maybe he would realize where exactly that flashpoint had come from and then try to go for a blind spray on to Suggest up top of the box. Doesn't do so. Oh, God, get away!
It's a bomb!
So everybody pulls back. Another blind around the corner, just buying further time. Drone comes out, and the quick peek coming through from Allow. They don't manage to get the punish here onto RB, but they finally will. Now pushing through, Stacks taken out. Bladestorm at the ready. Zest has found one so far as Lakia does get eliminated. Unbolt forward, just looking to spot as best as they can. Spike planted. Is this the round now for NUTURN to get a win on the board? Allow coming out a window, manages to find Glow, but Zest is there. There's the crossfire to finish him off. 2v3, low HP bars here for Suggest. Lockdown does get used.
Other lockdown. Yep, I was going to say, Solo has his lockdown, so he can just counter this.
Yep, delays, but here's Zest with the Hunter's Fury. They call for one detainee here for King, pressing forward, gets the snap on headshot. But are they going to be prepared for Suggest up in Heaven? The spike is not really planted advantageously for him. He's interrupted, but he just cannot do so, cannot get there in time. There is the finish. Zest gets him up over top of the box for 3 on the round, 7-2.
I mean, this is just so much good counterplay from both these teams. There's so much to dissect in that round. At the beginning of it, it's just good patience here from NUTURN to wait out a lot of the utility from RB and Stacks. It's basically down to the last flash from Stacks when they're able to push through that door. Then they don't suffer any losses themselves. It's a good peek around the corner by Allow. Gives himself that Bladestorm, finds another. But then there is the lockdown for King, and then they're like, well, we have lockdown too, but then there's Hunter Fury, so there's just like counter after counter for both of these teams.
Stacking them up on top of each other. Spraying through, they got the spot onto RB. Good tailwind in for Allow to find the opening kill. It's going to be a hard hit here onto the A site. Spike now being brought through main. Allow looks to keep them all contained in Heaven. That's going to be the Seekers. Coming out, Allow sprays, manages to find one. Tailwinds over to the side. The Aftershock from Suggest takes out Stacks, and that is a flawless round. Very swiftly executed with the spike plant for the cherry on top. A 3rd round acquired by NUTURN.
Okay, finally. It is a great push, just fast and aggressive. I like the change of pace. Before they've been really patient. I mean, even in that last round when they waited out a lot of the utility from RB and Stacks, this time they just punch them. They knew they had to change their fortunes. They knew they had to get something else going. I really like that round from NUTURN. 7-3. That was 7 rounds in a row there, by the way, for Vision Strikers. And again, yeah, RB 12-6 is just having...
RB, he's got the showstopper. He pushes forward, spots one. It'll just be his life traded out.
What a shot by Lakia, though.
Yeah, good. I thought maybe it was just going to be RB taking himself out.
Yeah, his flick on there. It's crazy good.
One does get spotted.
They saw the... it has the spike, too, so...
Yeah.
This is kind of interesting now. Vision Strikers assume they're going to re-rotate. It looks like NUTURN is thinking about trying to go all the way through the tree window up to Heaven.
Very waiting, throws up the Paranoia, does hit Glow. The dash forward is there from Allow, manages to find one, but Stacks does manage to take out 2. Holding the counter angle now with Allow dropping. It seems like Vision Strikers, the pendulum will swing right back into their favor. Stacks with 3, 8-3. Very much in the lead, looking to pick up a 9th as we go into the last round of the half.
I mean, I like the idea, but you gotta know where Stacks is, and you gotta deal with him. Either get him backed off by flashing him or fault lining him or something to get him out of the way. If you're gonna make that move to try to get that deep in the paint like that, because when you're cutting across, Stacks just tears you apart. I mean, you know, I know you get in there pretty deep, but look at that. Behind all of that push, Stacks finds 2. Finishes it off with a 3rd. You gotta know where he is. You know he's been hanging out around A tree, the front of A lobby, or excuse me, A main, the whole time. The whole game.
Well, last round of the half, NUTURN very desperately need to get this 4th round on the board and then have such an utterly dominant defense. Trailblazer will spot 1. Loud taking a bit of damage. Applying that vulnerability to him. Glow playing forward here at Boiler. TP's across. Stacks is there for the crossfire to make sure that they do not push in to try to get the punish.
God, they're so good at backing each other up.
Hawk going out around the corner here into A main. That's going to force the position of Solo. Back over towards Shalana, but Lakia lurking in wine catches them both off guard. They didn't even think to clear the cubby.
It's a rare mistake by RB and Stacks to not check that angle. They usually don't do, don't kind of forget to check stuff like that, but in the heat of the moment, with how well things are going, and this time around, they're not there. And that could prove to cost the round, indeed. 2 are falling for Vision Strikers. King, has he got an ace inside of him? That's a huge task to ask for any player.
They are all stacked up. Looking at this. Gets the lineup onto 1. Gets the headshot. A celebratory Hunter's Fury as they close out the round. But man, a very one-sided round here, for one-sided half for the side of Vision Strikers, but we've been seeing that trend with defense here on Ascent.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the end of the world for NUTURN. I mean, they did win the pistol and the anti-eco rounds, so that's pretty decent. A couple others in there. It's not bad. You of course like to do better no matter. You never want to lose a half, but
I mean,
for what it is on Ascent, this is not the end of the world for them.
It certainly is not.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about how hard they were able to run it back the first time that they squared off against each other on Ascent. It was Vision Strikers with a pretty massive lead going into that second half. They started bringing it back. We said, oh my God, could they actually do this? They forced it into overtime and then did lose from there. But they had one hell of a deep run to force that OT in the first place. So maybe NUTURN can do that again for us. The first step is going to be winning this pistol round. Then from there, get that anti-eco coming through and look to continue to take steps forward. But if Vision Strikers wins pistol round, it all starts looking a bit sideways here for NUTURN.
Yeah, that was Challengers 1 Ascent. That one was,
yes.
During the round of 32 when somehow these 2 teams end up in the same group.
And it was glorious.
In the open qualifiers.
We rolled the dice and got that matchup.
That was actually insane.
Now we get it here for the very beginning. So it was a nice little precursor to the main event now that we are here in Masters. Let's see if history will repeat itself, if these guys can take it the distance, if NUTURN can run it back as they get ready to shift sides to the defense.
I think this is going to be quite interesting because I will say for NUTURN, it's not much more difficult, but it's ever so slightly, I think, for them on the defender side because they don't have arrays, they don't have what else could really plug up a hole like arrays can. A Viper even can actually cause a lot of problems in some of these tight enclosed areas on both of the spike sides of the map even. But something like that, NUTURN. Ooh, that's a great flash. King steps up, gets 1.
Yeah, that's already not a great look. They do manage to counter push here, find Stacks. Suggest spraying down here on the ground. Lakia holding forward in the smoke will get 1. Meanwhile, Suggest off screen comes up with 2, and it's just going to be Glow all on his lonesome. Hugs into the cubby. Paranoia, the dark cover rather, goes crashing over to the side. Wants to recover this spike. Gets a headshot onto Solo. Push out of the smoke, however. Suggest will spray, finds 3. That is the very crucial pistol round going the way of NUTURN.
Yep. That's even bigger for them on this defender side, of course, not only because the score, but just in general, you don't want to let Vision Strikers get off to that start that you did on the attacker's side. And just got to take another quick pause here, having a few technical issues.
Yeah, looks like we'll just go ahead. Take a little breather after the pistol round, get things squared away, and then Okay, and then we'll be able to move back forward. Just got word from production that it's a microphone issue here from RP, so nothing to do with the actual gameplay. But obviously, in a tactical shooter, you kind of need to communicate. You need to be able to let each other know what is going on at any given time.
Yes.
So we'll just go ahead and get his headset situated. Get the double check. I know some people probably curious as to, the headsets that they're using, why there's also earbuds in there. Earbuds are going to be the things that they're using primarily for calming and being able to listen to the gameplay and whatnot. But those headsets are soundproof, so you cannot hear, opponents and whatnot. And typically, you'll run a little bit of white noise in the background to add a little bit of a further layer to really enhance the soundproofing.
Yeah, exactly. Just really want to make sure that neither team is able to hear each other or anything else in the studio that's going on, potentially. There's a lot of production and other things that could cause distraction, that could make you think you hear something in-game when you don't.
Yeah.
Things like that. So those all have to be functioning 100% for competitive integrity. And, so again, big pistol round win for NUTURN. Now another big anti-eco for them to get this to 8-6. And again, after those 2 rounds, all of a sudden that 8-4 doesn't seem like such a big deal.
No, it does not. Lockheed just holding onto that arrow. Don't think he let it fly, so still will have majority of his utility, as we'll have a creep up short through Boiler. Is being watched right now by Suggest. Goes in hand. Looks over to the side of the Trailblazer. Checks Wine, but doesn't have enough time left to make it into being made. Lau playing forward, manages to find 3, cannot get the 4th, but still took Glow damn low. Stacks as well, 40 HP. Pushing forward, Perry with the frenzy finds the finish. It's looking like a very quick little, oh man, great shot from Suggest to go ahead and get that quick finish. 6-8 NUTURN, winning out these first 2 rounds in the second half, but now the question that does get popped up every single time is Vision Strikers with rifles in hand. Do they win this round?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you talk about it all the time. This 3rd round, so darn important. Probably the most important in just about any half. A lot of times you'll see teams win this 3rd round and just kind of, put their foot down and take over the half. So for Vision Strikers, of course, if they lose this one, they're going to have to eco again. And then it's likely to be 8-8. There you go. Allow steps up, gets Glow.
Now has the Blade Storm. Chucks one, doesn't get the hit. Just goes ahead, blocks it off, picks up the gun. And that is such a strong start. Fantastically done here from Allow.
Right into B lobby. Vision Strikers was not ready for that. Glow just no chance to respond. And Allow has the Blade Storm as well. Lakia gonna just be seeing if anybody else is trying to push through into the lobby, hanging out in the main, doing a little jiggle peeking. And just gonna wait and see. Could be him squaring off against his counterpart, Zest.
Okay, holding it down, doesn't get the tap. Doesn't get any damage through either with the shock dart. Drone will move forward, gets the hit here onto Lakia. So they will just finish that off and respond with an owl of their own. Slow creep now moving over towards A. They get themselves onto Boiler. RB playing outside of main. Nanoswarm set up on either approach here, so need to be careful. There's the Nanoswarm. We'll cut them off for the time being. Fault line as well. Does get the clip onto King. As they play back. Dark cover comes through. Cuts off that axis. The Aftershock chucked in. By Suggest looking for some damage. Won't be able to find too much. Push up here onto Heaven. Perry takes a tap. They re-peek. As Perry finds one, Suggest finds another. Now Lakia coming up with a kill. It's just RB all on his lonesome. Tries to get the transfer spray. Cannot do so. Or at least not fast enough, as Lakia will be the last one standing. Did get solo in the end there, so a good attempt by RB, but just outgunned, outnumbered. NUTURN continue to advance forward.
I mean, this is just, it's a bloodbath. I mean, with only Lakia left standing, everybody just trading. It's a good job by Vision Strikers to get pretty deep into the A area, into the back lines there, but at the end of the day, doesn't fool them enough. And it's looking really good. Really good for NUTURN right now. This is potentially going to be 8-8. I mean, if Vision Strikers can get a thrifty here, that could just kind of turn everything around. Maybe it'll tilt NUTURN, and it could be the series right there, but we'll see.
Pressure certainly on. Alarm bot spotted solo. Throwing down the Nano Swarm. They don't clear it, but he won't be able to hit anyone with it. Shock Dart up over the top. top, getting a bit of damage in. As the Seekers do come through, Solo retreating over onto the site, barely manages to break that one down. Vision Strikers make their way forward, but Solo is there. Cuts out one, cuts out two, tries to spray through. Glow with a headshot, will manage to finish him off. But there you go, that is the finish. Another swift little round coming through as all the Vision Strikers lying dead on the floor.
I believe we're tied 8-8 now. And that is a huge start to this half for NUTURN. They are really setting the tempo. Vision Strikers, this is it.
Yep.
I mean, this round has to go, or else it's probably another 2 in the bag of NUTURN. This one, so important. You use the Seekers on that as well. Not that it really mattered too much. Those are, those are kind of a dime a dozen, and they don't get you. They're pretty nice, but they're not like a super powerful ult compared to some.
Yeah. Flashpoint out. Not going to be spotting too much. 8-8, like you said, pretty much all in here for Vision Strikers. Need to win out on this round. Just taking a quick little tap there. If you're looking to push forward, trying to find Zest, they will force his position back over towards attacker spawn. As the drone moves up into B lobby, won't get too much information. King pressing forward now, up into B, which is otherwise relatively unoccupied. Sees the shock dart coming through, will be a trade 1-for-1. Glow going down, Solo, not gonna be matched. Nano Swarm lobbed up there into the market entrance, Spike getting planted. Vision Strikers, can they close this out? 4v4 for the defense would suggest down to 37 HP. Only has an aftershock left. Trailblazers are jumping forward. The lockdown going to be used. King looking to keep them zoned back. Retreats back over into the smoke, but it seemed like he wasn't quite aware that Lakia had pushed forward. Stax has managed to get that punish. Zest now creeping up the side. Look at the final kill. And that will be Vision Strikers finally able to capitalize on their guns. Not going to be taking another step backward, but still, NUTURN are hot on their heels. Just one round behind.
Woo! It's a nice entry there for the Vision Strikers. They get into B relatively free. It's just good smokes as always on market and on alley, and then you're pretty much in there. Yeah, Solo does step up and trades out, but that doesn't really change a whole lot. You still keep one in B main. You still set up the exact same crossfires. Yeah. Then Stax is of course just an absolute nutter. So he's gonna get 3 in there. And now Vision Strikers back in the lead. Can they maintain it? Can they secure the win? Take the 2-1. Do have that Odin. Again, Korean teams really like to spray through those walls.
He's so far forward, manages to spot one. The paranoia is there. Manages to get both of them. Transfers over to Solo. 8 HP remaining. Can he get some heals from Stax? And we'll have to wait and see here. Lakia with the Odin manages to find Glow. Spotted out by that recon dart. They should know that he's going to be sitting in Boathouse. RB pressing forward, lets the rocket fly. That's going to be the finish. 3 rounds, or 3 kills on the round so far for RB. Let's see if he can get any more. Holding forward just around the corner, spots him out, sees the flashes in hand, takes out Suggest. He won't be able to get the ace, but Vision Strikers are starting to run away with it. Now up 2 rounds.
I mean, it's a great set play. The paranoia into market. The follow-up from RB is crazy good. My word. And then from there, it's a cleanup for Vision Strikers. Just absolutely dominant performance on that round. 10-8, taking it back. 3 more, and the Vision Strikers are going to be able to give themselves the win and maintain that perfection. 5 for NUTURN. Oh, man.
And this is great. This is so good right now for the side of Vision Strikers. The guns weakened here.
Yes.
For NUTURN, they do have that lockdown available, but this is a counter Hunter's Fury there from Zest. Flashes up, manages to find 2. That's going to force the pullback out of main.
Yeah,
Dart
I mean,
over the top.
When a team's on an eco like that, you expect them to be a little more aggressive. You expect them to want to push up into those positions, so it's good flashes.
Oh, man.
You're going to catch 2 in Boiler, but they don't react to it. So let's see what Glow can do. They might be overstacked. They got to be real careful. Good use of these paint shells.
Yeah, paint shells forces one out of position. Suggest giving his life for the repeat here from Allow, but it's not going to lead to anything. Stax manages to find the headshot. Meanwhile, back over here at mid, Solo takes out 2, still going to be alive and relatively healthy. Now it's a 2v3. with a gun disadvantage. They can recover some of these rifles from the dead Vision Strikers members. Maybe they can make this happen, but as I say that, Solo will get dropped by King, and it all comes down to Perry. Omen all on his lonesome here in mid with a Sheriff and a Dream. That's all he's got. Has to take out the Sentry, so they know exactly where he's playing from. Phantom now in hand. Should just pull back away.
He has
try to catch somebody on the exit and otherwise hold on to the gun.
Yeah, he needs to keep this gun. They can't afford, like you mentioned, economically at a huge disadvantage.
He's creeping forward, wants to see if somebody's going to be exiting over towards this defender's side, but Vision Strikers playing together out around a main. Will not be taking the bait. Door going to be broken. Perry moving forward, looking to see if there's anything that can be done at all, but does die to the spike, and I'm a little confused about that.
I'm not too sure. I guess he was really confident he could get an exit frag. I mean, if he gets the exit, then maybe it's worth it, but yeah, that one's leaving me scratching.
Hit a Phantom and a Sheriff.
Yep.
That was...
There's a lot of money in his hands.
It's just a casual 3,700 credits.
I don't know. I can't explain that one.
I mean, I guess he figures, you know, we're getting towards the end of the map here. I have enough to buy in the next round and should be
sure,
good from,
but
you know,
there's no
forward.
reason. There's still enough rounds left where the money's.
I agree. I'm trying to play devil's advocate, and it's becoming a little bit difficult.
That's what you get for playing devil's advocate. Well, both Hunter's Furies are up, and yeah, Solo's still sitting on that lockdown. And yeah, it is buy time for both teams. Vision Strikers is starting to sit on some pretty decent cash underneath their belts, and Owl Drone for Zest. He's gonna see that cloud burst and know that the jet's over there. And they're rotating towards A. The pings are down, but they got to be careful. I'd like to see them get a little more information before they make this move, because it is a pretty decent defensive setup.
Yeah, I mean, 3 members going to be stacked over onto this side. None of the ults available for NUTURN are over on this side of the map, though. Glow, chucking out the dark covers. Paranoia through. RB leaps his way in. Going to be a bit of a short hop, and as he turns around, Suggest just takes him down. Manages to find 3 with the hell set up here with the Vandal at range. A 4th kill for Suggest. Does he find an ace to try and save NUTURN's lives? It looks like he's hungry for it. Fault line ready to go. Takes the shot. Can't quite line it up, and Solo will be the one to get the kill here onto King. Flawless for NUTURN. Still down by 2, but man, huge plays coming out of NUTURN to win the round and keep it close.
I mean, Suggest is absolutely filthy there. But again, this is kind of one of those rounds from Vision Strikers that left me scratching my head a little bit. There's no information on what's going on in there. RB's entry is fumbled.
He botched it,
He botched it. This is what I was talking about. He just isn't as clean on his blast packs as he needs to be yet. He's very good. He's great on the defender side, but his entry ability is just a little bit lacking, and you can see there. You can see why. You got to be able to get deeper in the paint as that raise to really, cause the guns of your opponent to spin in opposite directions, to cause confusion, to open the door for your team. And once you're stopped up, there's nothing else that can jump in there and cover ground as fast as you can.
Utility set up here over at B main. Nanoswarm and the alarm bot thrown down just in case somebody wants to move forward. Everybody else is going to be creeping up through mid at the moment, though. Zest starting to make his way down. Market. Did you clear this out? Dark cover comes down. Recon bolt up over the top. Will get cleared. Now it's going to be the rush here. Over onto the B site. King makes his way through. Finds Lakia. Sentry finished off. Solo, can he hold it down? Looks for one, manages to get rid of Glow, but he's low HP. Decides to play it up close. King finds Allow. There's the drop down coming through. Solo gets one, but RB finds him. Zest laying down the dart as it's Perry all on his lonesome, and they know exactly where he's at. Spike will get planted. Vision Strikers looking to seal the deal on this 12th round victory for themselves. At least guarantee overtime. Really put the pressure on the NUTURN.
Perry's just chasing. He really wants to see if he can catch Zest on the outgo, and Not yet. He's actually going to go for it on this. He kind of needs to now. With the score at what it is, he's got to go for it. He needs to try to not allow that 12th round, not allow it to be match point. Zest around the corner. He's going to win that. Good headshot. Can he find another? There's 2 in both.
It's running out of time, though. Dark cover does come out. Spike is planted right on the edge of it. Gets the spray down, finds Stacks, but needs to now stick in onto this bomb. The jump out comes through. RB gets the finish. He'll give the celebratory paint shells up into the air. He knows that he is a goner. But Vision Strikers are now just 1 map away from closing this out over NUTURN 2-1. NUTURN, can they run it back 3 in a row to take us to OT?
Yeah, it's a great attempt by Perry, a necessary attempt. Before, yeah, he probably should have saved. This round, no point. You can't let this go to match point. You might as well just go for it. You are going to spend a lot of money in this next round. From here on out, you got to win. So it doesn't. The economy no longer matters to them. They have to just go for it. So 100%, this one makes sense for Perry.
5 ults on the
almost
board.
does it. Yeah.
I thought maybe Allow was going to be going for another cheeky Blade Storm out into B lobby. Does not happen. Just wants to hold back at mid arch, it seems, with the operator, but given the dark cover, pulls back away from it.
It's a really nice push through market by Vision Strikers in that last round, too.
Okay, so operator will get swapped off here as Allow grabs the Phantom. Lakia took quite a bit of damage there at the beginning, so down to 45 HP. Right now is that Sova. Drone up top. Doesn't really spot too much. Glow. Uh-oh. Just gotten into that position. Hunter's Fury thrown in. Cannot get the hits. This little happy to beat there from Glow keeps himself out of harm's way. Dart finished off there in mid. Sentry just taking some pot shots at the members well into the back towards their own spawn.
Oh, that's a fantastic turret spot. You're able to see deep into Pizza there.
Yeah. Huge amount of vision. All of the kit right now for the Killjoy set up right at B main, but seems like maybe Stax is going to be the only one going out that way. Blind invested. Dark cover thrown down, cutting up. This CT vision, making them think that this is going to be a through market hit, but instead it's going to be a switch up. They make their way over onto A. The showstopper from RB manages to find Perry. The clock running down, but Suggest has dropped. They need to delay this. There's no way to do it. The spike will get planted with 7 seconds remaining. Blade Storm out from Allow. Let's see what he can do. It needs to be big. The lockdown's coming through from either side. Hunter's Fury chucked out. Zest looking to clear it. Will manage to do so. Even gets a tag on the back end. RB finds Allow. It gets absolutely nothing. It's just solo, all on his lonesome against the world. The spike's still ticking down, and 5 members of Vision Strikers to try to get through. Stacks comes in from behind. A flawless round that close out an amazing series between these two squads. But Vision Strikers, their record will live on. They have still not dropped a single best of set to date. It will not happen here, but NUTURN, they pushed them pretty damn close to the brink.
It's a great adjustment. That last round, that successful push through market, forces NUTURN to have to respect that. So for Vision Strikers, they're able to rotate through short A, cut through there relatively effectively. The whole time Zest is chilling in A lobby. He's got a pretty decent amount of information on what's going on over there. He can get the darts up and over from there into A as well to set up the push through short. He knows that nobody's been coming out. He knows it's pretty quiet over there. Just really well done. The Vision Strikers are so darn smart. So darn good. RB with that showstopper. Ready right around the corner. Picks up another one right away. Just fired up. 26 and 13 on Raze. Insane performance from him.
Yeah, the whole team certainly having their moments, but Stacks showing us something new. Formerly just the Breach, just the Sage. Today, decides to come out with the Sky and plays it to a T. Was just absolutely wonderful to see him perform on that agent. So they promised us something new, and they really did deliver it. Some struggles, clearly some things to work on for the future, but for now, Vision Strikers can hold their heads high, maintain that undefeated record, and get ready for their winners match in just a few days.
Well, and this is so fascinating going forward because Vision Strikers has shown you a very different look. This is something very different from what they did before in all of their entire successful rounds that they've done, everything changes now because now you have to respect two different kind of ideas and lineups that they bring. It isn't just, you know, Jet Breach anymore. These you put one down there too now.
Yeah, except I'll recover my pen, unlike you. That's fine.
You threw your pen down underneath the monitor, so
it's fine. I already got mine back, but here we go.
All right, I see how it is. But this, again, you going forward, you have to respect that Vision Strikers can show you different agent looks. You can't predict what they're going to bring on each map now because they just showed you the same lineup on 3 very different maps.
Well, MVP here for the map for Vision Strikers is RB coming in again with a 2.1 KD. Stacks right there behind him as far as the average combat score is concerned, but I mean, heroic efforts from literally everybody on the side of NUTURN. Every single one of them had their moments. Perry starting to slip a little bit by the end, but allow, you know, getting that opening, pushing forward with the Blade Storm out onto the B lobby, catching them off guard. Moments like that were really, really great to see. So NUTURN still having, you know, a hell of a game, even though they couldn't, force us into an OT here on this ascent. They still put up one hell of a fight. They were able to take down Vision Strikers on Haven, which is always going to be an achievement. Clearly, still need to work on Icebox.
Yeah, I mean that 5th round. So in the second half, right? They win the first 4, do NUTURN, and it looks like they're about just gonna run away with that, like that half. It looks like they were just gonna take that map, and it was finally gonna be Vision Strikers being defeated. But one of those all-important rifling rounds where you've just ecoed as Vision Strikers, you come back with your guns and you kind of have to win it, and they do, and that's where things completely change. That's where that's what these tactical shooters are all about. With when you have these economies set up like that, you get that win, and all of a sudden, if you win that next round as well, then the opposing team's economy goes down the hole, and then Vision Strikers are able to really start running away with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just basically what it was. It was just, you know, that one single little round slip up from NUTURN. Vision Strikers, they're the kind of team where if you make a mistake, they're going to latch onto it, and they're not going to let go.
Yeah.
So unrelenting there by the end. NUTURN doing their damnedest, but couldn't, unfortunately, take us into an overtime. It would have been so exciting if they were able to do so. But, I mean, there's still potential, given the double elimination format here, that this could be another rematch that happens later on down the line. So we'll have to see how everything is going to transpire.
Yeah, man. Vision Strikers are like kangaroos in a swamp. I just found this out, that kangaroos will, like, lure you into water. Like, they'll sit inside of it and make you think it's, like, okay to come inside of it. I don't know. This could just be, like,
are you mixing kangaroos up with crocodiles?
No!
They still have, like, the same...
No, kangaroos do this! I think.
I don't know.
I read it on the internet. It could not be true. Killer whales do it to seals.
Oh, would you you think that people don't go on the internet and lie?
Well, they might.
No.
I don't know.
No. Oh, man. You poor sweet summer child.
I'm a boomer. I believe everything I read on the internet.
Paper Thin just had a realization that everything on the internet might be true. But here we go. Our MVP for the first series of the day is RB, who decides to not come out with the Jet for the first time in a very long time. Plays the Raze. Obviously, the ACS on map 2 going to be a bit lower because it was just a complete and utter stomp at their hands. But all the way throughout was very, very competitive. 249 average between the 3 maps played.
That's sick. That's absolutely filthy. This is so, and again, this also really makes it interesting going forward with RB playing another agent.
All right, guys, well, we are ready to jump into our interview. We are joined by Ending Life, who will be translating for us. So, Ending, go ahead and take it away.
Yo, guys, I am here as a translator. I am Ending Life. And as you guys just saw, Pog, player of the game, is RB. So we're going to get an interview underway with RB real quick. Just felt like seeing the finals on the first day of this Masters is how it felt. Vision Striker versus NUTURN. It was very close. Let's get connected with RB. Oh, no. We don't need to get connected. He's here.
That's right. We're offline, baby. This is land.
Yes, he's here. Seems like I'm looking, interviewing a celebrity right now with RB, you being right in front of me. How do you feel about getting the first win on the Masters? I'm very happy and satisfied that we were able to beat NUTURN, one of the stronger teams in this group.
헤이븐에서는 우리 알비 선수가 웃지를 않으시더라고요.
During the Haven map, especially on the first half, we never saw you smile. However, in the map number 2 and map number 3, you know, we saw a little bit of a smirk coming out from you. But during Haven in the first half, when you were losing, you know, what was going through your mind?
실수가 좀 있어가지고 이제 거기에 대해서 좀
There were a lot of miscommunications. There were a lot of, you know, just mistakes overall. So, you know, it was a little bit too late for us to recover from that. However, you know, we were able to come back in the map number 2 and map number 3 as well. So. And on Haven, I'm curious because usually people would, you know, choose to attack first on Haven because people consider it an attacking map. But why did you guys choose to defend this first?
좀 준비해왔었거든요. 그래서
So we prepped Haven a little bit more in a different way for this Masters. So, you know, something that we prepped was us starting on the defender side if the opponent picked, but it just didn't go the way that we practiced. So in the past, as anyone would know if they've been following your games, usually it's Breach, Jet, Cypher, right? But today you just played, you just held on to Sky Rays and Killjoy today for all 3 games. Is there a reason for that?
이 조합도 이제 좀 기간 만료가 끝이
So
아닌가 싶어서
I think
새로운 조합으로
the expiration date came through for Breach, Cypher, and Jet here. So you know, we tried and we practiced to show you guys and kind of surprise our opponents with a new combination. So the Breach and Jet combination that you guys brought to this Valorant scene. What do you think is better, Breach Jet or Sky Rays?
아무래도 더 좋지 않을까. 이게 좀 스킬이란 뭐냐 이번에 레이즈 스카이를 쓰게 된 이유는 이제 스킬이 좋다
The reason
보니까
that
스킬이 좋아서
we chose to swap over to Ray Sky is because the skills and the utilities that we can use is more like it varies depending on situations, especially with Sky's flash being able to be curved, as well as the blast packs, you know, kind of being inconsistent, so the opponent's aim kind of shakes up, whereas, you know, Jet's tailwind is very consistent. So how did you feel when, you know, you saw your group?
A조가 이렇게 빡세게 뽑힐 줄 몰랐고.
So I didn't expect Group A to be so hard and like basically the group of death. So I was, to be honest, kind of jealous of Group B. So we did expect RB to answer saying, you know, whichever group is fine, but yeah, he is human. He is definitely jealous of Group B. And the last words before you get on to your next match. So we will not disappoint you guys, fans, for those who are supporting us, and we'll always try hard to improve and bring that excitement to you guys in this Korean Valorant scene. Thank you for the interview.
Well, thank you very much, Ending Life, for the translation. You know, always good to hear from RB. It's been multiple times that we've had to, you know, speak to him when it comes down to these MVP interviews. But yeah, still looking for improvement, admitting that they had made some mistakes there on Haven, and I guess feeling confident that they should have been able to close that out and made this a 2-0, but not the case. We did get the entertaining match that we deserved, that we thought we were going to get, and I got my prediction correct, 2-1 for Vision Strikers. But we're not done yet. We have another match coming up here for Group A. It's going to be Apex People versus TNL. You were talking about this before, Paper Thin. This is a rematch.
This is a rematch of what we just saw last Saturday, where Apex People, in a kind of a must-win situation, got a 2-0 over TNL, and TNL said they felt a little backstabbed by it, meaning that they were not necessarily expecting it, but, you know, Apex People really came to gun, and you better believe that it's going to be very similar today. I mean, Apex People is really turning it on at the right time. They have caught fire. They have been beating a lot of good teams to get here.
Yeah, well, you can take a look here at the brackets. Vision Strikers 2 get seated forward into that winner's match. Apex People versus TNL will determine their opponent, and the loser of this one will have to go up against NUTURN, which is a very tough proposition for either Apex People or TNL. We know how good NUTURN is. We just got to see them versus Vision Strikers, so you want to be the ones coming out on top just to give yourself a little bit of extra odds, you know, to try to get yourself seated forward. But What a start it has been. The action is going to be continuing in a little bit. We'll have a slightly extended break as we get the team set up on stage, get them ready to jump back into the action. But Apex People versus TNL should be a very explosive one, so don't go anywhere. Guys, watch that timer, set your alarms. We'll be back in just a bit.
Let me show you how